This Monona Grove football broadcast is brought to you by the Hummer Home Team from Remax Preferred, the Bank of Sun Prairie, the Right Balance, and the official pizza of the MGAV Club, Pizza Oven. You're listening to the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association 2018 Station of the Year, 98.7 WVMO, the voice of Monona. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Monona's John Clement Athletic Complex, where WVMO and Monona Community Media bring you a big Badger South Conference tilt between the Monona Grove Silver Eagles and the Milton Redhawks. And my name is Bob Schmuck, and next to me in the booth is not my usual partner, Steve Martinelli. Steve's been, shall we say, detained for the weekend and will not be in attendance. And Steve, hang in there. After this weekend, your arraignment on Monday should be a breeze. But thanks to Steve for using his only phone call to give me a heads up. And I was able to find a replacement. And not just any replacement. Sharing the booth with me tonight is WVMO's own singular talent, a triple threat, announcer, musician, executive, Will Nimmo. Hail and welcome, Will.
Well, that was one heck of an intro. I actually like the effects you have on your voice, too. It's a nice delay
you like
have
that
going.
Delay?
Yeah.
Yeah, got a little echo going on. Yeah, more than a little.
Okay, well, here I am, and usually I am behind the scenes with the high school club, the MGAV club, and now I'm going to stand with you or sit with you and try to help you out and talk about some Monona Grove football.
Well, we're going to keep it quiet and just between us. The fact that you're here is really kind of just to keep an eye on me because, you know, I get into trouble if somebody's not really closely observing me. So,
Well,
anyway, Monona comes into the game tonight against the Milton Redhawks at 1-2, but 1-0 in the Badger South. Milton, on the other hand, comes in 3-0 and 1-0 in the Badger South. Milton has rolled up 136 points in 3 games this year, averaging 45 points a game. They've only given up 3 touchdowns the whole year. They've outscored their opponents 95-7 in the first half. Monona, on the other hand, it's been a little bit of a struggle for them this year. Got waxed in the first week by Wanakee. Played tough, but lost a close one to Reedsburg, and then finally got off the schneid last week against the Monroe Cheesemakers, winning 39-29, behind 29-26 in the fourth quarter with just about half the quarter gone, and scored 2 late touchdowns to take the lead. Will, what do you think for Monona tonight? This is going to be almost like a new season start for them because Brady Killerlane is going to suit up tonight for the first time. And Killerlane last year led the team in rushing.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting because, you know, Fabian Jackson, who's been doing some of the running on offense, will now have some experience going into this game to where they, you know, I talked to Coach Beckwith earlier this week, and he said he feels like this year he's got a lot of options. And I think, you know, when we were talking, it's because what they've done is they've brought the sophomore class up to practice with them every day. And they used to do this occasionally just to kind of get some competition and mix it up a little bit. He said now we're doing it the whole year, every practice, to create competition, but also to get guys reps and to make sure nobody's standing around and everybody's on the same page. So he feels like it gives him more options as the year goes on with more of these guys getting reps. And I think we saw that when Fabian had that great run down the sidelines last game. And so I think now that Killerlane's back, it could be very interesting as far as what he's able to do in the backfield on offense. And, of course, defense, having Killerlane back, is who knows what's going to happen. It could fire that whole defense up, and we could see a new defense out there with maybe a senior leader, which they're lacking this year just with the small amount of seniors.
Well, and I was going to comment that that Coach Beckwith is almost kind of forced into bringing up all those sophomores this year because of their numbers problems. They had a big senior class last year, lost a lot of people to graduation. They only have 14 seniors on the roster this year, only 15 juniors, 29 underclassmen. So is it a good idea to bring the sophomores up to practice? You better believe it is, because they need them. They need them to fill out that roster.
Absolutely.
So Brady Killerlane, you and I were talking a little bit before the game tonight. I feel that Killerlane's presence on defense may be even more important than his presence on offense, simply because Fabian Jackson has come so strong out of the gate this year. He's only played in 2 games. He's rushed for 230 yards, averaging 8 yards a carry, scored 3 touchdowns last week. And he has shown that he is able to carry the ball over and over again. He looks like, even though he's a little guy, he looks like he's a horse.
Well, and you look at that, and that's even more impressive because he is a sophomore, because he basically went from being a freshman football player to being a varsity running back. And that jump, though we don't think about running backs too much having, we look at them in the middle school and the younger years as the guys and whoever it is running, as long as they can figure out how to, find that opening, they're a good running back. But as you get up into the leagues, into the higher leagues, varsity, college, you got to start doing the reads, and you got to let plays develop, and you got to do all those things. And he jumped in basically right out of freshman year and started playing varsity type of football. And when I was talking to Coach Beckwith, he said, ironically, Fabian in practice last week, he said he really saw him start to gel. He really saw him start to figure it out, and his head wasn't so clouded. I think he said exactly that, as he could tell his head started to uncloud, and he started to really figure out what he was supposed to be doing and what to look for, and he was calling out plays. And so it'll be really interesting to see if he keeps that momentum up going into this game, even though Killerlane's back.
Well, Yeah, I thought, Steve and I both commented last week that Jackson looked more comfortable and more confident with the ball last week. He did actually show a little patience on a couple of plays where he had to do a little stutter step and hold himself back. As you said, freshman running backs, and now he's a sophomore, and you're coming right from being a freshman running back. You just want to run as fast as you can. You get the ball, and you want to run as fast as you can. And so if the hole's not there, well, you just run right into the defensive line. But we didn't see that out of Jackson last week. Man, I'm telling you, he's going to be, just judged by what I've seen so far, he looks like he's a real comer for the Silver Eagles. And frankly, they're going to need him. The last kid that started like this as a sophomore, as a running back, essentially came up from freshman year to become a varsity running back, was a guy named Torrin.
And that was a guy who, right out of the gate, when I started working here, I think he was a junior. So I saw him kind of right when he was gelling even more. And I was just, I hadn't watched high school football for a long time until I got this job 6 years ago. And first running back I see in high school is Torrin Young. And I was amazed by his patience and by the way he could read plays. And he didn't just, like you said, run to the hole or try to make a cut. He let it develop, and you could see him waiting to let it develop, and it was so impressive.
And even as a sophomore, you could see that starting him early. He was eased into the lineup as well, like Jackson has been this year. Coach Stassi eased him in, and they had a good quarterback that year, Tyler Blang. They also had Brady Offerdahl, experienced fullback. They had I'm trying to think if I don't know, I can't remember anymore.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I don't remember a lot of the names back then either.
But Young, he started as a sophomore, but he didn't get a lot of carries until about midseason, and then he started getting the ball. And Torrin Young would probably tell you the year that was the year they won the championship. In the championship game, Torrin Young fumbled twice in that game. He would probably tell you, even though he ran for about 130 yards, he probably just is still kicking himself over the fact that he lost 2 fumbles in that game, and one right at the start of the second half when Monona was already down 17-0. He fumbled on the first play of the second half, and it could have been curtains, but the defense stepped up, got a 4-down stop, and it turned the game around. MG ends up winning 21-17. Okay,
Man,
that's
okay. Yeah, there we go.
2013.
All right.
Yeah, Torrin Young.
Down memory lane here.
Usually Steve Martinelli is the guy that carries on about Torrin Young. It's his all-time favorite football player here in Monona Grove.
Well, I haven't followed him too much in Iowa either, but I think wasn't this supposed to be his year, but I haven't really.
Well, let's. I haven't seen what he's done this year either. He got a lot of playing time last year, so I would expect a lot of the same this year. Well, let's take a quick look at Milton and what we can expect from them. So far, Milton has been mostly a rushing offense. Coach Rodney Wettig, he's a first year at Milton. He calls his offense a pistol wing tee offense.
Huh.
What that means is he's running a wing tee without the quarterback under center, the quarterback standing about 2-3 yards behind the center. So you get this kind of, shrunken shotgun formation, and that's what the pistol is. And otherwise, he'll always have a tailback behind him, usually a fullback, and then he usually has another halfback in the backfield and another halfback out on one of the wings. 2 wideouts or maybe a tight end in there as well. So that's what that usually means. But they run the ball a lot and effectively. They've run the ball for 797 yards in 3 games. Folks, that's 266 yards a game. They've got 13 rushing touchdowns. And leading the way for them is Nick Huber with 269 yards and 7 of those scores. He scored 5 in 1 game, and that was against Mount Horeb Barneveld. The team rushed for over 300 in that game. Their quarterback, let's see, what's his first name? Evan, I think. Evan Jordahl, I believe is his first name. Yes. Yep, that's him. Evan Jordahl, just a junior. He's throwing balls this year to the tight end, whose name is Hunter Pernod, who was the quarterback last year. Monona Grove went through that with Alec Ogden and Mitch Kelsey back in 2016, where the previous year's quarterback switched to tight end. So
That's right. Yeah.
So anyway, but Jordahl's had a pretty good year, 15 for 28, 300 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. But, Will, has Milton played anybody yet this year? Yeah, they've only given up 3 touchdowns all year. Have they played anybody yet?
Well, in talking with you earlier today, you informed me that they have not, though I did not follow Milton all that well. You look at what you have put down on paper here right in front of me.
You're giving me too much credit.
Yeah, well, 55-15 against Baraboo, and 40-0 against Mount Horeb, and 41-7 against Fort Atkinson. So it makes them, as you say, look like, wow, they really, which you give them credit. They're able to put it in the end zone, clearly. But we'll see, because Fort Atkinson hasn't been very good for a long time, and Mount Horeb lost their quarterback.
Yes, they did. Big loss to them. Ethan Post was supposed to be their guy this year, an all-conference quarterback last year, or second team, and they expected a lot from him. It went down in the first quarter of the first game of the year, and Mount Horeb hasn't done a thing. And the teams they've beaten this year, Baraboo, Mount Horeb, and Fort Atkinson, each one of them is 0-3 so far this year.
Wow.
So this is going to be the first big test for Milton. Now, let's turn to MG. How important is a win tonight, do you think, Will?
Well, I think they got to win. First and foremost, they got to win because they got to stay in the hunt. They got to keep their stamina up and keep their spirits up. I mean, I think that's number one. These guys aren't, they're not living under a rock. They know the MG tradition. They know what it's been like the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. So they know that if they lose 1 or 2 more, all of a sudden they're that class. They're that group that brought it, that brought more losses. So they need to win to keep their heads up, most importantly.
Yes, I agree with you. And frankly, to stay in the hunt for a playoff spot, it's going to – right now they're 1-2. This is now the middle of the season, games 4, 5, and 6. If they lose tonight, they go to 1-3. They go to Watertown next week, and that is going to be a really tough game for MG. Tough for them to win. If they were to lose that game, they'd already be 1-4. Some teams can make the playoffs with a 4-5 record, but usually they have to have a winning record within the conference, and they have to have close losses in non-conference. Monona Grove doesn't have that in the
Right,
non-conference.
right.
So I think Monona's going to have to go 5-2 in conference this year to make the playoffs.
Well,
But we'll see.
yeah, we'll see.
But that makes tonight's game crucial. They really need to win tonight, start off 2-0, and then they got a little bit of wiggle room the rest of the conference season. And they got tough teams coming up. They got Watertown next week. Then they have Oregon 2 weeks after that, and they finish up against Stoughton. Those teams are going to give Monona Grove a lot of trouble.
Well, they got the right weather tonight. It is a beautiful night for football. You know, we're looking at 60 degrees.
It's pretty stiff wind blowing, but it's blowing
wind.
straight across the field. So it may affect the passing game a little bit, but not like throwing the ball dead into it.
Right.
All right, we're going to take a break here for the national anthem, so it'll be a little quiet here for a second. All right, there we go. Well done by the Monona Grove Band.
That's right.
Hey, Will, guess what? It's 7 o'clock, and this is WVMO LP 98.7 FM. Monona. There you go. I'm going to turn that job over to you now the rest of the night, all right?
That I can handle.
Usually that's Steve's baby, so I got my hands full doing play-by-play. Oh, you know, I don't know if you have any interest, but that's the stat sheet, and you can keep stats if you want. It's up to you.
No, you know what? I'm probably going to have just a hard enough time keeping up and looking at stats and knowing who's who.
Yeah.
You're going to know who's who better than me because though I'm here every game, I don't know numbers.
No, and of course, because you're not watching the game necessarily. No. You're running the show, helping the kids run the show. Let's put it that way.
That's right.
Yeah. So Monona Community Media's Monona Grove's AV Club is the one that's running the cameras every week, and I got to tell you, they've done a better and better and better job every year. I really, really, really have enjoyed working with this last group of kids. And Will, I think that's because of you and Justin Janis. I mean, you guys demand a certain level of performance from them, and I think that has paid off. And I think the kids respect it.
That's a little bit of it, and you know, I think Justin and I will take a little credit for that, but I also know that the last 3 or 4 years we have had, just like a football team, we get our juniors and seniors that are in it to win it. They're in it. They love it. And
all right.
They've been carrying it.
There's the kickoff. Monona Grove in the dark blue uniforms with silver numbers.
Okay, well, that was a routine down the middle, clump in the middle of the field tackle.
Yes, indeed. That kick was taken by, it looks like, number 2. That is
number
who that
2.
is. Number 2 is Dylan Matuzak. I should know that by now. This is my 4th game.
How do you say that, Matuzak?
Matuzak, yeah.
Matuzak.
Yep. And the Monona Grove offense comes out onto the field. They play the spread offense, no huddle, everything from the shotgun, a single tailback. Starting in the backfield tonight, it looks like it is Cam Banky at quarterback. He is not back, no tailbacks back. Brady Killerlane in motion and now lines up to the left of Banky. And this is Killerlane right away on first down.
There we go.
Nice hole between guard and tackle on that one. And Killerlane takes that ball up to about an 8-yard gain, looks like, to about the 30-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 2.
And that was textbook. That was just a nice little, you want to call that a counter or whatever, just right up the middle off tackle.
Banky takes the snap, hands again to Killerlane. Killerlane over to the left, and it's broken free, and he could go. He could take it the distance. He's got one man to beat, and he's gone. Killer Lane, who was unavailable the first 3 weeks of the year, on his second carry of his first game of the year, goes 70 yards for a touchdown. Welcome back, Brady Killer Lane.
Wow, you think he was ready to play?
Wow.
That was, I mean, and you couldn't see it. If you're watching on YouTube, you saw it, but on the radio, you couldn't see. The handoff was a little fumbled. They had a little trouble giving it to him, but then he took it around the end on the left side, and it was a foot race.
All right, in to kick the extra point is Oliver Houston, holding is Owen Croak. Little trouble this year so far in extra points. Hopefully they've addressed that, got that tidied up. And the kick is good.
And
so
it goes right through.
You betcha.
Well, that, I think Coach Beckwith would say, I don't know if I could have planned it better than that.
No. There's no way he could have, but that is just a fantastic start to a game that is a must-win, a middle-of-the-season must-win for Monona Grove.
And that's how you keep the momentum from last game going, right there.
Absolutely.
You start. I mean, that's how they needed to start out. It's with a big play by the one senior leader that came back.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. But now it's time for the Monona Grove defense to step up. And MG, well, they've had their problems on defense this year. MG has given up 104 points. That's an average of 35 a game. It's skewed a little bit. They lost big in their first game to Wanakee, and since then gave up only 21 to Reedsburg, but they did give up 29 to Monroe. And more concerningly, they gave up well over 300 yards rushing to the Cheesemakers last week. That is something that is going to have to be addressed, and hopefully it was this week, and things will tighten up.
Right. Now, where are we going to see Killer Lane on defense?
Well, he was an honorable mention all-conference linebacker last year.
Oh, that's right.
That's where he started last year until he actually started getting the ball as a tailback. He didn't become a featured back till about the 5th week of the season. So he had played defense pretty much exclusively until then.
Well, that's who you want, somebody who loves to hit to get that ball and doesn't mind running into him. And there's the kick.
Oh, and the whistles are blowing.
Did we get it?
I don't see a flag down.
Yeah, there was pointing our way. It looks like we might have got a little ahead of ourselves.
Oh, a little offside. I did not see a flag, but okay. Oh, there it is back there on the 35. All right.
But that was a decent kick. That sailed out to about the 10.
Yeah, Oliver Houston's actually got a pretty good leg. He was a freshman last year, as kicked with the varsity, and you could tell he was a freshman. But as he's getting older, he's getting bigger and stronger. He's learning more from special teams coach Mark Rundle, who is a very successful kicker here in Monona Grove. So we're going to get ready for another kick, this one from the 35. Back deep. I can't tell who these guys are.
Number 13, perhaps.
13, Jordan Stavarius.
Perhaps.
Yep. And I can't read the number on the other guy yet.
There it goes.
And it's Stavarius. We'll take it. Oh, no. Stolen away from him. Holy cow. That was like the center fielder running over and taking a fly ball from the left fielder.
I don't know if those guys are friends.
Yeah.
I think they might have been fighting for that ball all year long.
I think that might have been Nick Huber that came over and stole that ball right out of the hands of Jordan Stavarius. He returned the ball right back up to the 30-yard line where Milton will go 1st and 10.
You could see him just creeping over the whole time the ball was in the air, too, and then he just took off.
Yeah.
There they line up.
All right. They're going to be under center in the I formation to the deep back. That is Huber, the leading rusher for Milton. He goes to the right, and he'll go for about 5. We'll have a 2nd and 5. Monona leads 7-0. Just over a minute gone here in this game.
And I'm looking for Killer Lane, and I'm not seeing him just yet, though. I might have missed him.
I think is that him? Yeah,
oh,
it's him running off the field right now.
Off, yep.
Him and Ty Hoyer coming out of the
game. So they got him on right away.
Yep. All right, let's see what Monona Grove can do. 2nd down and 5. Now they're in the pistol formation. And the give is 2. That looked like number 20 for Jerry Jones, the second leading rusher on the team.
They picked up maybe 3, and he got wrapped up right away at the line. Kind of pushed his way for another yard or 2.
Right, it'll be 3rd down and a long, too. Jones with 193 yards on the season. Last week he went for 130 yards on only 11 carries. All right, 3rd down and 2 in the shotgun. Once again, Jones, the lone setback. Evan Jordahl, the quarterback. And he's running the option. Nobody behind him. Jordahl will keep, and he breaks free to the right side, down the sideline.
Yeah, he's got some footwork to him.
Yeah, a nice job of sealing off the outside of the Monona Grove defense by Milton there. And that will be a pickup right to the 45, so a gain of about 17 yards on 3rd and 2 for Evan Jordahl, the quarterback for Milton.
Well, it shows you how much I prepared for this game and what team I'm for. You gave me the link and said, hey, here's where we get our stats on Wiz Sports. I printed out Monona Grove. I didn't print out Milton, so I know nothing about Milton.
Well, I printed out Milton, so we're good to go. All right, Milton back up to the line of scrimmage. Once again, under center is Evan Jordahl. In an I formation, hands it to Huber. The deep back, Huber, right through the middle of the Monona Grove defensive line. Gain of 6 yards as he takes it to the 39-yard line of Monona Grove.
Made a nice cutback right there pretty much right at center to cut back right back across the grain and that was 3 or 4 yards.
All right, it is 2nd down and 4 for the Red Hawks. This is their first series of the game. Monona Grove scored on the second play of the game, a 70-yard touchdown run by Brady Killerlane.
We got some motion here.
All right, back up to the line. Oh, a quick handoff to Jones, but a flag is down. I saw a flag come out. We'll see.
I wonder if he didn't get set.
Let's see what the call is. Monona Grove met him. The Monona Grove line met him. They were an immovable force on that one. Met him right at the line. There was no gain on the play. An illegal shift.
Yep.
So let's see if Monona Grove decides to take this penalty.
Yeah.
It'd be 3rd and 4 without it, and they will take it, move it back 5 yards, and it will make it 2nd down and 9.
Well,
Looked like the tackle was made by Garrett Hansen and possibly Jacob Sale. Jacob Sale in on a lot of tackles last week against Monroe.
And they're going to spread it out a little bit here again. No, the officials are taking a timeout. Well, if you're listening right here on 98.7 WVMO, remember you can go to Monona Community Media YouTube channel and watch the game by the Monona Grove AV Club. We got some.
Nothing wrong with some pictures along with the
That's
words.
Right. That's right.
Sure. And makes it a little easier to understand. Let's face it. Neither one of us are professional announcers.
No.
Well, I guess Will is a little bit.
I am not a professional announcer. Oh, now we got some jumps.
Monona Grove drawn offside. The 2 defensive tackles, Jacob Sale and let's see, it said Christian Schilt over there. But both went offside, and that ball will go back the 5 yards the other direction now.
Now we're just playing hopscotch.
That's
here.
right. That's right. Trading penalties. It'll go back to a 2nd and 4 situation. All right, Monona Grove's first penalty of the game. And back to the line comes Milton. Jordahl again, under center, I formation, a little bit offset I. And he's going to pass. And he's just going to dump it off to Huber, right over the line. Just a little shovel pass to Huber. It's going to be good enough for a 1st down and a complete pass for Evan Jordahl, and that'll be a 1st down.
And that was, a split second later, and he was about to go down. So we were on his tail.
Yeah.
But he got it off just in time and just enough space for Huber to pull it in and turn for a few more yards.
A 9-yard gain on the pass play. Jordahl to Huber, and it's 1st down and 10 for Milton at the Monona Grove 30. We have 8:24 left in the first quarter. And it gives to Huber. Huber off tackle. Not much there.
Looks like number 8's in on the tackle there.
That would be Mitch Hunter. Mitch Hunter, the leading tackler for the Monona Grove Silver Eagles this year. Huber gets, let's call it 1.5 yards, and we'll call it 2nd down and 8.
Okay. And I see a lot of number 51, too, who's hoarding around the ball during
Yeah,
those.
Garrett Hansen. He's an all-conference center from last year, and now playing a lot of defense, a lot of linebacker.
Oh, what is he doing?
Well, that was Mitch. Was that Mitch or is that Tucker? Yeah, Mitch
no,
Hunter.
Mitch
He was
Hunter.
trying to jump the snap on that one and wasn't even close.
You know, you like to see that enthusiasm. It's a tough one. You want them to stay calm and wait for the play, but at the same time, you like that they're getting after it.
Well, I suspect that wasn't on his own. I suspect that the coaches told him, hey, they run on the same snap count, 75, 80% of the time. Try jumping one. And he tried. Unfortunately, he didn't run on the right snap count. It's offside, and it's now 2nd down and 3 yards to go for Milton at the 23-yard line of MG. Jordahl with the snap. He'll take it himself around the right side. There's going to be a holding call on Milton. So that doesn't matter what he did. That play's coming back.
And he was holding number 42 from Monona Grove.
Caden Eastland. Yeah.
And that was far deep in the backfield, probably 5 or 6 yards back. And he definitely had to hold him in order for whatever that quarterback's name is to get around.
Evan Jordahl. Well, it's going to cost him 10, and it's going to cost him 10 from the spot because holding is a spot foul in high school football. So not only is it going to change it from 2nd and 3, it's going to take it all the way back to 2nd and 16. So it ends up being a 13-yard penalty with that holding in the backfield.
All right, well, all these back and forth penalties, we'll take it here. We'll kind of evening each other out.
All right, Milton back at the line. The shotgun now is Jordahl. Jordahl hands on a inside handoff to Huber. Huber through the right side of the Milton offensive line. Got a lot of that penalty back.
Sure did. That was a good 8-yard run there. Or more. I think it's going to be like 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Milton down to the 27-yard line. They had a 9-yard pickup.
3rd and 7.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 7 for Milton with just about 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Still 7-0, Monona Grove. And if Monona Grove's defense can get a stop here, I suspect Milton will go for it on 4th down. All right, Milton back at the line.
Look, I suspect they'll give it to Huber again, and whoa, they got a lot of people moving.
Got a lot of people in motion.
Yeah,
and now
that's right. You can't. Yeah,
Milton,
timeout.
And Milton's going to call a timeout. Too many people in motion.
They looked a little
Coach
confused.
Wedding.
I don't know if that was really planned. It seemed like a few people popped up at the same time. Like, huh, you going? Who's going?
Well, this might be a good time to tell you that the Monona Grove AV Club has been in partnership with Monona Community Media since 1979.
I was 3.
MGAV is one of the hardest working clubs at the high school as they produce the daily announcements, sports, and music broadcasts. I was in college. To see behind-the-scenes pictures and videos of the club, subscribe to the Monona Community Media Facebook and Instagram pages.
All right.
Yeah. Well, when we get a chance, I want to talk a little bit about Coach Rodney Wedig of the Milton Redhawks. There's been quite a change from last year. I believe Milton went 2-7 last year. Already they're 3-0. Wedig, a first-year coach with Milton, but this is his 25th season as a head coach in high school football in Wisconsin, and we'll touch on that a little bit in just a few minutes. Right now it's 3rd down and 7 for Milton at the MG 27-yard line. Give it to Huber, off tackle, and down he goes. And that tackle, he was hit immediately.
I think you're looking at number
I think that was Mitch Hunter again.
Yep, I think Hunter was in there.
Good. So 4th down, and let's say it looks like they got about 1 yard. So we're going to say 4th and 6 at the 26-yard line of MG, and they do appear to be going for it.
You wrap up right above the knees, right. You wrap the legs up, and that's what I was taught way back when. Now there's a lot of shoulder grabbing, it seems.
Oh, my God, you're older than me. Well, here we go. Evan Jordahl back to pass on 4th down for Milton. Got an open receiver and a nice catch out there. ball thrown a touch behind him, but pulling it in, let's see, is that Dane Nelson? Nelson is usually their go-to guy at wide receiver. Yep, Dane Nelson on the catch. Nelson comes in leading the team in receptions this year. I got him 8 receptions for 196 yards and 5 touchdowns already on the year. And unfortunately now it is 1st and goal at the 5-yard line for the Redhawks.
About 5 minutes left, and he just did a nice little out and had a couple good steps on him.
And the give is to Jones up the middle. Looks like MG will bring him down short of the goal line, although he's still pushing away. They finally finally blow a whistle, but they're going to mark that probably about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, he pushed that whole pile for another 2 yards at least.
Yeah, Jones only stands 5'9", but judging by the looks of him, he goes about 220. He's a pretty solid fire hydrant type physique there. And it is at the 1-yard line, 2nd and goal for Milton.
About 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. And I'm going to bet they're going to go to Huber here.
Nope, right up the middle to Jones again, and he is in for a touchdown. Jerry Jones has scored his 4th touchdown of the season, and Milton has got back to within a single point here in the first quarter. So two series, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of activity around here for those of you listening on the radio and can't see what's going on. We have the I don't know what the grade school dancers are coming out at halftime.
It's youth night.
Yeah, youth night. Thank you. That'd be the best way to put it.
Lining up for the kick is number 52, Luke Hessenauer.
Oh, I don't think he made that.
Well, we're going to find out in a second.
Oh, he did. Boy, that looked like a knuckleball that just barely went through.
Yeah, he kicked a line drive. Kicking in high school is an adventure, man. It is not a pretty picture. It's a 1, 2, 3 thing, and there's 3 things can go wrong on every single kick. You got to have a good snap, you got to have a good hold, and then you got to have a good kick. And one of those things often goes wrong.
Well, I'm surprised at how much I see kicks in high school when I was playing, and I don't want to date myself, but it's so weird.
You already did.
I know I already
did.
You
already dated yourself.
I know,
so continue.
but you're right. I sound like a crotchety old man.
Yeah, although your expiration date is quite a bit more in the future than mine.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have a kicker. We didn't kick. We put the ball on the 5 or the 3 or whatever it was, and we ran a play. And most of the times we ran it for 1 point, or you run it obviously for 2. I don't think any team was kicking that I remember. And now I see a lot of kicks, which is great. It's just surprising.
It's almost all extra point kicks now. 2-pointers, you see that a lot in 8-man football, but you don't see it much in 11-man football anymore. You really have to have no confidence in your kicker at all to run out run out for 2-point conversions all the time.
Right.
All right, Hessenauer will be kicking the ball off for Milton. 7-7 here, 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Back deep is Cam Reuter. And it will be taken by Dylan Matusak. Matusak up the middle with the ball. He shakes 2 tackles. If he gets a block, man.
Nice run.
He needed a block. A great return by Matusak, but he needed one more block to free him up, and he might have gone the distance. But regardless, a great return. And Monona Grove will take over with a short field on their own 47-yard line.
And if you saw it, the must have been special teams coach, offensive coach, jumped out on the field and got in his face to tell him how much of a good run it was. I mean, he was pumped up.
Yeah, I don't know exactly who that coach is, but, boy, he is always fired up.
Yep, he is.
All right, MG at the line, and the shotgun is Benke. Benke fumbles the snap, and it's taken by Milton.
Yep, Milton grabbed it.
Yep, Milton's Luke Hessenauer, the kicker and defensive end, fell right on the football. And last week they had a lot of problems with the snaps, a lot of high snaps. That was not the fault of the center on that one. That was simply Cam Benke taking his eye off the ball.
Yep, exactly. I was just going to say, he was looking at something. He was trying to make sure somebody was where they needed to be, or he was already trying to eye up what he needed to do, but he was not ready for the ball.
Well, turnovers are not what Monona Grove needs, that's for sure. Not this year. This has been a little bit of a struggle for them this year, and coming back from a deficit is not as easy as it used to be. All right, Milton lines up there at the Monona Grove 39-yard line. After the turnover, back to pass is Jordahl going deep.
Yeah.
And a nice pass.
He made the catch.
A nice pass and a nice catch out there. That's Nick Huber, the running back. Came out of the backfield and ran a long circle route. And that ball was taken down inside the 5-yard line. And Milton knocking on the door again. A 41-yard pass and catch.
And that, he was, defense was right on him. That was just one heck of a catch. They were right with him.
And a heck of a throw. I mean, it was right there, right on the mitts. Nice job by Evan Jordahl. Jordahl gives the ball to Huber. Huber up the middle. Not quite enough.
But he pounds his way. Huber is a pounded out running back. If you can, you can't see him on the radio, but he is pounding it through. He is a big guy.
Yeah, 6'1". Looks bigger than that to me.
Yeah, he runs bigger than he is. Just in the way he approaches the line.
3-yard pickup for Huber. It's 2nd down and goal from the MG 3-yard line. Milton back to the line. Jordahl surveying the defense.
We're only at about 3.5 minutes left in this quarter, so we got lots of time left.
Offset eye again and a fumble at the snap. Unfortunately, Jordahl got right on top of it. He'll lose about a yard, but they kept the ball.
And that was lucky.
Lucky for Milton. Boy, that would have been a great turnaround for Monona Grove.
Yeah, that's what we needed. Clock is still running, just under 3 minutes. They're lining up quick.
All right, Jordahl in the pistol. He's taking it. No, it's a direct snap to Hunter Jordan Stavarius, number 13. A little wildcat action there. Direct snap to him. He burrows up the middle, gains a couple, but he's still short of the end zone.
Boy, they are on the half-yard line right there.
It is 4th down and goal. Let's call it, we'll call it the 1-yard line.
And on the far hash mark, on the other side of the field towards the visitor's bench.
All right, Monona Grove's defense, this would be quite a morale boost if they get a stop here. And we got timeout. An official's timeout.
That's the second official's timeout here.
I think a ball might have come onto the field from the sideline, but let's take a look. No, they're called offside on Monona Grove, so I did not see the flag come out. Offside on Monona Grove, so now it'll be 4.5 yard. Oh, and now Milton started early, and that'll back them up 5.
Man.
So I'm not sure what happened there on that play. Milton had barely come to the line of scrimmage before one of the Red Hawks just took off into the line. I thought it was one of the linemen, for God's sake.
I think we're looking at each team with 3 penalties already.
And that one, wow. On 4th down from the half-yard line, you have to be deliberate. That's a mistake you can't make. Well, let's see what Jordahl does with the offense here. He is in the shotgun.
I've got a guy in
jet sweep, and they're looking for a pass, and a wide open pass. Who threw that one?
That was number 5. Number 5 threw that?
Well, that's Evan Jordahl. He's the quarterback.
No, he was the one who...
I'd like to see a replay.
Yeah. I got a little mixed
That
up.
was Kai Curl, I believe, number 44, who's one of the... he was a tight end on offense, got an inside handoff. I thought he was going to do a jet sweep. What he did was run back about 2 yards and hit a wide open receiver. Or maybe it's Curl. We're going to have to see this one on replay. We got a replay tonight, Will?
We do have replay.
I hope we see it. We're going to need some help. Luke Hessenauer with the extra point. That one looked better.
And
that's
good.
A 14-7 ball game. Wow, what a
Here's
play.
the replay here. So,
it
was?
It was Jordahl. So they must have had a direct snap to somebody else, but I don't know who. But Jordahl with the touchdown pass, and it is a 14-7 Milton lead.
Just under 2 minutes left, and that was not what we needed to happen, where they came back and get 2 touchdowns to our 1. And now, then again, now it's kind of let's calm down and let's start playing and start thinking. So that's what we can hope happens next.
Yeah.
It's starting to get dark. The lights are on. And the wind has not died down. You still got a little bit of left to right wind on the field. depending on which way you're looking. I guess that would be north-south.
Yeah, it's north-south.
Dan Zweifel is pumping the music here. He's the PA announcer for I don't even know how many years.
Oh God,
and he cranks it.
I think he may have been here when we started. Hessenauer slips as he kicks the ball off.
Oh,
takes a huge hop over the top of Cam Reuter's head into the end zone. So Monona Grove will take the ball to the 20-yard line. That was actually a break for Milton.
I was just going to say he kicked the ball and just went right on, slipped right on his bum. And then luckily did a little knuckleball thing, and then right before whoever that was you said was going to pick it up.
Cam Reuter.
Cam Reuter. That thing just took a shot in the air about 8 feet high right over him.
All right, let's see if MG can answer. It was their turnover that led to the second Milton touchdown and the 7-point lead for Milton. We have 1:52 to go in the first quarter. Milton up by a single touchdown. 1st and 10 at the 20 for Monona Grove. Banky at the quarterback, hands to Killer Lane. Killer Lane shakes off one tackle, stiff arms another, is finally brought down at about the 27-yard line, a 7-yard gain by Killer Lane.
And he's playing tough. You could tell. He said, I'm back, I'm a senior, and my name will be known this game.
Yeah, he's amped up. And, heck, he hasn't played 3 games, so he should be very fresh.
Right. He's back. He's in the backfield again.
Yep. Banky calling out signals. Give to Killer Lane. Big hole. He could take it again. Oh, my. Boy, I thought if he would have just tried to run the sideline, he might have had a shot at it.
Absolutely.
But that's a first down at the 44-yard line of Monona Grove. Another big run by Killer Lane, 17 yards.
Yes, he had another 5 yards just if he'd have kept going to the sidelines.
Banky takes the snap, throws a quick out to Reuter, little wide receiver screen essentially right there, and that's another first down for Monona Grove. I love that play.
That is a great play. That was perfectly executed. He took a step back into the field and followed his blocks, and there was a nice little hole for him.
Gain of 12 on the pass play to Reuter. It's 1st down and 10 at the Milton 44-yard line. This is Banky. Banky keeps it himself, going to the left, and overthrows Oliver Houston.
Well, that's okay, because we're down to 45 seconds left in the quarter. Not that we can't switch sides, but it gives us a little bit of a stop and catch ourselves here.
Well, and I think it worked out. Banky was going to be tackled for a loss. He just unloaded a pass to Houston, and Houston, had the ball gotten there, was only going to gain a yard or 2 anyway. So 2nd down and 10 for Monona Grove. As they come to the line again, Banky hands to Killer Lane. Killer Lane to the left side of the center on that one. Brought down after a short gain.
He got about 3. And that looked like that was a little off tackle. And interesting. We'll see if they try to shake it up with Fabian Jackson just second quarter, just to kind of see if they can get Milton guessing.
All right, it's 3rd down and 8. Big play for Monona Grove. They really do need to keep this drive going, down 7 in the early going here. And this should be the last play of the first quarter. And Banky back to pass. Had Reuter open, but he got hammered by Luke Hessenauer, the sophomore linebacker. He absolutely got pounded on that.
He got a little help up there holding his hip.
Yeah, he's got some cobwebs, I think, too, because he got smoked.
He's all right, but he definitely felt it.
All right. They look like they're going to go for it, but I would not be a bit surprised if this isn't a quick kick. Banky calling signals, turns and gets his call from the sideline. Killer Lane moves to the left of Banky. Yep. He drifts back, and they're going to call a delay of game, I believe. Let's see what the call is. Nope, a false start on Monona Grove, so that takes the element of surprise out of there, and they'll probably, with 3rd down and 13, or 4th down and 13, they will probably just bring in the punt team now. I love that little quick kick, and Monona Grove has used that for years. You come up to the line of scrimmage, and you look like you're going to run and play, and then right before the snap, you drop back 3 or 4 yards, hike it to them. Nobody's deep, and so you're going to get the roll, and you're going to down the ball. It's a field position move. I love it. I think MG's done a nice job of using it over the years. All right, back to punt is Benke. Takes the snap. And away it goes. A end-over-end kick. It's got a lot of roll.
Yep, got a good roll for him.
Looks like Cam Reuter. No, I'm not. I'm sorry, that's
15.
not Cam Reuter. That is Pierce Evans down on that one to down the ball. And Monona Grove's defense will take the field. Milton take the football at their own 14-yard line. We have, and that's the end of the first quarter.
There we go.
So, first
You're
quarter.
Listening.
There you
to
go.
the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association 2018 Station of the Year, 98.7 WVMO, the voice of Monona.
All right, 14-7 at the end of the first quarter here as we switch sides and get ready to start the second quarter. Milton, the recipient of a little Monona Grove largesse. Monona Grove scored on a 70-yard touchdown run on the second play of the game by Brady Killerlane. Coming back down the field on their first series was Milton, and that was Jerry Jones with a 1-yard run. Then Monona Grove fumbled the ball on their first play of their second series. Milton fell on it, had a short field, and drove in for a touchdown, a 4th and 6 pass play from Evan Jordahl to somebody.
We didn't know.
I think I heard Kai Curl was the one that got the catch, and so for now we're going to go ahead and give him the credit.
Milton's back in their position. We're off and running here. And they give it to Huber. He goes off to the right side, and he picks up maybe 2. Gets wrapped up pretty quick.
Nick Huber on the carry.
Yeah, it looked like Jacob Sale in on the tackle. And it'll be 2nd down and 8 at the 16-yard line for the Red Hawks. It's time for MG's defense to step up.
Yep, they need a 4 and out here for sure. And I got them at about, I might even have missed one, 4 penalties so far for MG.
Yeah, they've had a few today. And the give is to Huber again. Huber around the left end and being stacked up over there. MG doing a nice job of stringing that play out.
It looks like that might have been number 8. I should know who that is by now.
That's Mitch Hunter.
Hunter.
Yeah, you will know his name by the end of the night. Leading tackler on the team this year.
I'll know them all when I'm running around the next home game doing camera stuff. That's Mitch Hunter. That's it.
I got to say, you should be calling out who tackles these guys. You got better eyes than I do. You're seeing these guys faster than me.
Well, I was gonna say earlier. I was like, how did you see that guy's number? I can barely even see him.
All right, in the shotgun is Evan Jordahl. Jordahl back to pass under a heavy rush right now. And in comes, he evades the rush. He's going to end up getting a lot of yards on the scramble. I thought Monona Grove was going to tackle him for a loss. He got by Garrett Hansen and who else out there? That looked like Brady Vigdal Olsen. I thought both of them had a shot at him. Turned out to be a big gainer for the quarterback, Jordahl, as they'll take the ball at the 34-yard line, gain of 18.
He made a nice little whoopsie slip through those 2 guys, and they almost pretty much 2 MG guys tackled each other almost.
That's about right. All right, Milton, 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. They lead by 7. We have about 10.5 minutes to go in the first half. Jordahl gives it to Jones. Jones to the left and stacked up there. We saw Mitch Hunter again.
I saw him. He came in late. And then we also had number 4. Killerlane was in there, I think, too.
And Killerlane in on the tackle as well. Nice to see Brady playing some defense. They're going to need him. Sometimes all you need is just a little bit of senior leadership out there. There was no returning seniors on the defense this year. Not a single one. Not a single returning starter. All right, back up. 2nd down and 6, Milton. They have the ball at their own 37. And snap, and the give is to Huber. Huber around the left side, and he's got room. as he zips by the 45-yard line, finally pulled down around, looks like about the 43 of Monona Grove. A big gainer for Huber.
And he just really beat everyone around the corner. And I couldn't tell, but it looked like that handoff was a little bit of a, not a fake as much as they just kind of continued to lead him. And I wasn't sure if Monona Grove really knew who had the ball right away.
Who's going to take the ball. It's kind of a run-pass option type thing. Gain is 17, I believe, on the play. And Milton back at the line. Moving up under center is Jordahl. Offset eye again. And a pitch to Huber. Huber, the workhorse here for Milton in the early going. And a short gain.
He's got 51. Number
Hansen,
2's in there.
Dylan Matusak. And a short gain of only 2 for Huber. Boy, I would love to see Monona Grove get a stop here. They've had a couple of third down situations, but they haven't been able to get the stop.
2nd and 8.
MG's defense has got to get off the field.
Yeah, they need a break.
All right.
They need a break.
Milton back at the line of scrimmage. Jordahl in the shotgun.
It doesn't look like Huber's back there. So
No, Jones back there. Huber coming across the middle. He's going to pass. Jordahl back to pass. Looking deep. And a ball is caught. And we'll see if we can figure out who that's by. And he was wide
17,
open.
14 for Bill.
Oh,
no.
10, wasn't it? Dane Nelson, their leading receiver, wide open on a crossing pattern across the middle.
And Trevor Ogden for Monona Grove is the one who got beat on that
He
one.
was on the coverage. That was a big gainer, as it will be at the, inside, right about the 10-yard line, it looks like. Yep, just inside the 10. And that was a gain of 31 yards on the pass play.
Looked like he was just doing a flag across the middle.
1st and goal. Running play, that looks like Jones on the carry. Jones stuffed at the line
21
of
and
scrimmage.
2 got in there.
Dylan Matusak.
Tyler Dahlhauser, 21.
Tyler Dahlhauser's been a force on defense this year. Him and his brother, both sophomores, been playing a lot of strong safety and linebacker for Monona Grove this year. All right, gain of 1 on the play. It's 2nd and goal from the 8.
And they got the usual suspects back there in the outfield for Milton, 24, and number 1, Huber.
Yeah, Huber and Jones in the offset eye. Back to pass is Jordahl. He's got an open man, and that's Hunter Pernod in for the touchdown. Hunter Pernod running wide open, the tight end. Steve and I carry on about how useful the tight end is in high school football, and boy, Milton proved it on that one.
And I was trying to look at the TV because we're in that kind of corner where it's hard to see, but he had a good 3-yard space from everybody.
Yeah.
He was wide open. Let's see if we can get a replay on it, though we don't necessarily want to see that touchdown again.
Well, look, we're going to do the kick first. This is Hessenauer again. To kick, Pernod, the guy who just scored, holds, and that extra point is good. And it is a 21-7 Milton lead early in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, just under 8 minutes, so plenty of time left. Plenty of time left to get to get some points on the board, come back and even just get a field goal and keep the momentum going with the points. But
don't you think, the Monona Grove offense has moved the ball. I mean, they've done a nice job. It's the defense.
Yeah,
the defense is not getting off the field. They haven't made a stop. 3 series for Milton. All 3 have ended in touchdowns.
Yeah, and the real issue is these guys are open. So somewhere along the line, they're beating them off the line, or we're not reading these receivers very well, and they're just able to make the cuts.
Well, I got to tell you, the defense this year has, let's take a look what they're doing. They are giving up, where do I have that? Oh, here it is. They're giving up 431 yards of offense a game. So, that's where the problem lies with Monona Grove right now. I think their offense is good enough to win games, but their defense right now hasn't been able to really stop anybody. Even the win they had last week, Monroe scored, 4 touchdowns.
And that's what wins games, as much as you need to put points on the board.
All right, there's the kick taken on the run. Hit hard, Matuzak, but he shakes off one tackle, is wrapped up now at the 28-yard line of Monona Grove.
Yeah, if they can't turn the defense around, it's going to be a tough season, because you can't win games when teams are constantly scoring on you, no matter how many points you're putting up.
Well, Milton with a much improved offense over the last few years. And what were you telling me before the game, that Coach Beckwith feels like Milton is where MG was just a couple of years ago?
Yep. He said a couple years ago, that was when Monona Grove had a solid senior class.
Benke throws the pass to Henry Walsh. They scored on that play last week, an 85-yard touchdown pass. Just a quick throw to Walsh. He gets a block from Houston, and it'll be a short gain of about 3. And MG will be at their own 31-yard line, 2nd and 7.
We've lost all daylight. It is now completely lit by the stadium lights.
Artificial lighting. All right, MG coming back to the line. This is Benke to Killer Lane, and he is wrapped up immediately. Good penetration on the play.
Got the foot tackle.
Number 46, that was Seth Haldeman, senior linebacker for Milton. No gain on the play. It is 3rd down and 7.
A little under 7 minutes left. Benke's looking back at the sideline saying, give me something good here, Coach.
All right, fakes the give. Got an open receiver there. That's Henry Walsh, wide open. Just ran a out that was designed to get a 1st down. Nice little possession pass by Benke.
That was a nice play call.
Yep. Gain of about 11 yards on the play. Monona Grove at their own 42, 1st and 10. All right, once again.
Slot back there.
Benke fakes. And has a wide open
nice
Cam
catch.
Reuter, and a heck of a catch by Cam Reuter.
Attaway. That was a nice. Oh, he's doing a little dance. His toe hurts him, but we'll see if he stays out there.
All right, Reuter just running a go route down the middle. He was wide open and made a nice grab on the play. Gain of 23 yards on it. 1st and 10, MG at the Milton 35.
And there they go again.
That's
Killer Lane.
Killer Lane to the right. Picks up a few yards. Looks like 3 or 4 yards on the play.
And that was number 11 was in motion that last time, and Oliver Houston.
Mm-hmm. Owen Croak in there in the slot right now. Henry Walsh spread out wide to the left, near side here.
Just under 6 minutes left in the half.
Killer Lane to the left. He's brought down quickly. Gain of about 1. That's going to make for a 3rd and 6. Monona Grove with the ball at the Milton 30-yard line. They made a big play on 3rd and 7 in their last series of downs. Let's see if they can convert on 3rd and 6.
Killer Lane's going out to the right in the slot position.
Right, no running backs. Let's see if Killer Lane comes back. Yes, he does. He'll line up to the left of Benke. And Benke keeps. He'll throw the ball to Owen Croak. Nice fake. Nice looking fake to Killer Lane. Looked like he would keep for the run. Instead threw the ball and a quick pass to Owen Croak. Croak for the 1st down. Nice play. Nice looking
play. That was a great play. A great play. I was looking at Killer Lane. When he made that handoff move, I thought they were going to go up the middle with Killer Lane.
Yeah, you can get faked out on that stuff for sure. 9-yard gain on the pass play. And Benke again, this time to Killer Lane. Killer Lane right up the middle.
And he pounded some helmets on that one.
Yeah, got a pretty decent push out of their all-conference center, Garrett Hansen. And he gained, he gained 5 yards on that, Will.
That was he pounded it out. He went, he did a little cut, and then he went right down the middle and gave a few helmets to some people and got a few more yards. And that was pretty much the same layout as the last play, except they gave it to him.
Yeah, it kept the legs moving. It's 2nd down and 5 at the 17. And a pass to Benke to Walsh. Just a quick pass. Walsh shakes a tackle, and he will be pulled down just shy of the end zone. They are inside the 5. 1st down and goal, it looks like, at the 2-yard line. And Monona Grove is answering Milton's touchdown with a big drive of their own, knocking on the door.
Very solid drive, too. Very solid. Nothing too sloppy there. Very calculated here.
All right, Benke, the give to Killer Lane. Killer Lane up the middle, stopped shy of the first down.
About the 1 yard line there.
Yeah, it looks like he got to the 1, so we are 2nd and goal from the 1 yard line.
Clock's ticking away, just over 4 minutes left. And they still have 3 timeouts.
All right, Benke waiting for the snap. Oh, and they dropped the handoff. They dropped the exchange, and I think it's going to go to Milton. Let's take, Milton on it.
Wow.
Oh, my, what a shame. Second down and goal from the 1 yard line, and the exchange is fumbled between Benke and Killer Lane.
Yep, Benke and Killer Lane. You see on the replay there that it just never happened. They were just off kilter there, and the handoff never happened.
All right, Milton takes over. With 3:56 to go in the first half, they take over at their own 3 yard line after the turnover, the second turnover of the game by the Silver Eagles. It's first down and 10. Milton up 21-7. Sorry, we'll go ahead.
No. That's just a tough one. That's the one that.
Jordahl hands to Jones. Quick handoff up the middle as they try to give themselves a little room in the shadow of their own goal post.
That could kind of take a little wind out of you there after it happens twice in the red zone for you.
Yeah, that was a tough one. It's a tough one to handle, but what that means is the Monona Grove defense needs to step up. They've been dominated so far by the Milton offense. So we're 2nd and 9, ball at the 4 yard line. This is especially important to get a 3 and out down here. Give us to Huber. Huber to the left. Line continues to push.
Wow.
They cannot get him down. Ends up being gaining a lot more yards than I thought he'd get.
Yeah, they got Dahlhauser in there, or number 9 was in there,
That's
or is that
Tucker
8?
Merrill.
Hunter was in there.
Yeah, what we thought was probably going to be a gain of 1 or 2 turns into a gain of 6, and it is 3rd down and 3. Ball at the 10 yard line.
And they're going to do that one again, I bet. Why wouldn't they? Keep the clock running and push the ball forward. Because he moved that line a good 4 yards.
And this is Jordahl. Looks like he's going to keep going to the left around the end, and he's going to get the first. Yep. Enough for the first down there. Pretty conservative play calling, but it worked out. Got their first down. We have 2.5 minutes to go. As Milton now has a first down. It looks like about the 15 yard line. Their own 15. Plenty of time for Milton to get down the field and get another score, and they still have 2 of their timeouts.
Well, Milton's got some options with that quarterback. They're able to really either get him moving or they can hand it off, but he's got some feet, so they don't have to throw it.
All right, Jordahl takes the snap, and he's back to pass. It's a quarterback draw. He's just going to take that ball around, and it's going to be close to another first down as he goes out of bounds. Flag down. We're going to see what the call is.
Did we get a late hit in there?
I don't think so. It looks where the flag is. Looks like it could be a hold, but let's find out. I hope it's a hold.
Yeah.
Right now, he was very close to the first down on the quarterback keeper. Oh, they're going to. Looks like there's. Oh, it's a personal foul on Monona Grove, and boy, that is something you just can't do. You're already down 21-7. You got these guys deep in their own territory, and now you're just giving them yards. 15-yard penalty, and in addition to a 9-yard run.
Yeah, and that you got to believe is maybe a little bit of that inexperience, getting a little frustrated. Sometimes that can be, some of your big guys getting too fired up and too amped up, but I think that's your sophomores or, your younger guys that just are getting a little frustrated out there.
Well, I got to tell you, this full moon must have some sort of effect. That is a big old moon out there.
That is a big old moon.
After a day of clouds, we're finally getting some clear sky.
Or maybe Friday the 13th has something to do with it.
Yeah. got a full moon and Friday the 13th.
Look out.
What are the odds of that? Holy cow.
Parents, do you know where your children are?
Yeah, watch every step you take on the way home, I'll tell you that. All right, 1st and 10 at their own 37, Milton Redhawks. And there's a fumbled snap. Jordahl gets back on it, shakes a tackler. He's going to make a gain out of this. Nice job by Jordahl. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard gain. Tucker Merrill brings them down.
Wow, looked like I can't tell who that was. Who almost 88, 89 for Monona Grove?
That's Brady Vigdahl. Let's see, Vigdahl Olsen. I'm sorry, Brady Vigdahl Olsen.
He was fingertips away from taking him down there. And number 9 ended up having the tackle.
Well, and it's too bad that Jordahl picked the ball up instead of falling on it. If he'd have fell on it, the ball would have been a huge loss because the play would have been dead at that point. Instead, he picks the ball up, takes off around the right, and it manages to get back to the line of scrimmage. Another break.
And that was like a 12-yard run just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And Milton calls a timeout. There's a minute 14 to go in the first half. Milton leads 21-7. That's their second timeout. They have the ball at their own 37-yard line.
You're listening to the Monona Grove Community Media Network. 98.7 WVMO, and of course you can watch it online on YouTube at the Monona Community Media channel.
98.7 WVMO, the voice of Monona, is an award-winning, community-owned, locally programmed, and volunteer-driven radio station located in Monona City Hall. I'm a volunteer. Enjoy a diverse selection of music from jazz to progressive rock to awesome rock and roll and blues and soul and anything else you can think of on Upbeat on Mondays at 5 o'clock, complemented by a bass of Americana music.
Nice plug.
Tune in on FM at 98.7 or listen online by going to mymonona.com and click Listen Now on the top right corner of the page.
Shameless plug there, shameless plug. I will say there's also another new program on Wednesday nights. I
saw that.
6 o'clock, Boogie Down with Taylor Cherry.
I saw that. All right, snap goes to Jordahl. Or was that a direct snap? Let's take a look.
No, that was
Jordahl just kept it and went right up the middle. Surprising to have them call a timeout in that situation and then call a keeper up the middle, which gains nothing, and the clock continues to run.
Yeah. That is true. That is very interesting. You thought they might have come back with some type of option end around or something, but
that puzzles me. They are just letting the clock run, going into the huddle. I don't know if they're happy ahead 21-7 or if they're going to dust off some sort of long pass here. As the clock continues to tick, as we're down getting toward 30 seconds, it's 3rd down and 10 for the Redhawks.
We're coming in strong. Got some pressure.
Avoids the rush, and he's got an open receiver. And thank goodness he overthrew that ball because John Storlid, the wide receiver on the left side, was 2 yards beyond his defender. A good pass, and that would have been 6.
Trey Loken, number 4, almost got burned on that one.
Oh, that was close. He was wide open downfield.
Yeah.
Thank goodness they missed that one. Hunter, there's just a crossing pattern down there. They had 2 Redhawks in the same area, and neither one of them could come up with the catch. All right, punting formation. First punt of the game for Milton.
Good job, MG. Hey, we'll take a win on this one.
That's right. That's a small victory. 26 seconds to go in the first half. Oh, that block punt.
We got a block.
Presley Mackesy and Tyler. Is it Tyler Dahlhausen? Yes, sir. Tyler Dahlhausen, I think, got the block. Presley Mackesy in there with him. And that opens
and here
up.
On the replay here, you can see we had about 2 or 3 players come in on that block.
That's Dahlhausen with the block. Tyler Dahlhausen has had a great year. Sophomore linebacker. Big blocked punt. That is a big turn of events for Monona Grove. Monona Grove could gain a lot of momentum if they can get into the end zone.
They got 3 timeouts. They got 3 timeouts, so 21 seconds, 3 timeouts. You're at about the 15, 20-yard line, 22, 21-yard line. You do one of those little outs that you did earlier, or you do that little screen pass and try to get him to go upfield and get out right away.
Right. They got timeouts, so they don't have to worry about that. Benke back to pass. Got a lot of time.
Yeah, run it.
Thinking about running it, and he does. And a nice job of pulling him down. Boy, who was that? That was number 99.
It's a big boy.
Jace Roca. He's a 6'3" linebacker, and he just grabbed Banky's shirt and whipped him out of bounds. Boy, if Banky could have got by him, he could have got another 5 or 6 yards easy. Instead, pulled down after only a 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Clock stopped with 14 seconds to go in the half. MG knocking on the door at the Milton 16.
Here they go. They got looks like everyone's wide. No
empty backfield. Coming around in front is Ty Hoyer. Fake to Hoyer and a completed touchdown pass to Henry Walsh. A great pass to Henry Walsh, number 3 in the end zone, 16 yards, and MG back in the football game.
That was a great play. That was textbook route running by number 3, Henry Walsh.
Yep.
I mean, the pass was right there, but he was right where he needed to be, and he had some hands. He whipped that ball in there, and he got his hands in there, and he had some nice soft hands and pulled it in.
Well thrown football, right where Walsh could get it. Absolutely. And nobody else. Houston with the kick, and it's a 21-14 game. 9 seconds to go in the first half, and wow.
There you go.
It's nice to see Monona Grove take advantage of a turnover.
And we'll see the replay. You can see it was just a really nice pass over the middle.
Could not have been a better pass. Perfect throw. Very exciting time for Monona Grove, and maybe we can get a little momentum change going into the second half.
So you got to believe they're just going to, 9 seconds, they're not going to do anything. We're just going to kneel down and take it in. The band is ready to rock, and the youngsters across the field are ready to storm. Look at them. They're just lined up.
Absolutely.
They got their Laffy Taffies and whatever else. They're ready to go.
And there's almost always somebody gets tackled. Some kid who thinks he's going to run down the field, and it's not going to be a problem, and somebody from behind always tackles him and laughs and continues on. You can just almost bank on that. This will be the first halftime performance by the band this year. Yeah. MG, though, still got to kick off, still got to cover the kick. Let's not get sloppy here and let Milton score on a long kickoff return. All right, Houston to kick the ball off.
21-14, pretty exciting here at John Clement Stadium.
That was Henry Walsh's 3rd touchdown catch of the year and Cam Banky's 5th touchdown pass.
And he's going to let it go. He's just going to let it go in the end zone. Smart play by Milton. You don't want to take any chances, though. I wish he'd have picked it up and fumbled.
Well, once the ball's in the end zone, you can't return it. So it'll go to the 20-yard line, and now I expect you're right, Will. I expect to see nothing but a kneel down here and Milton get into the locker room without any further damage.
It's youth night tonight, so halftime will be jumping here at John Clement Stadium. We're going to see some dancing. I think we're going to even get some intros from some names of who some people are, I think. I'm not too sure. I can't remember how this goes.
Are you going to be dancing, Will?
No, I'm not going to be dancing.
Oh,
but
man.
The kids will be dancing.
I could have added, I called you a triple threat. You could have gone to quadruple threat. All right, taking a knee is Evan Jordahl, and we're going to go to the locker room. It's halftime with Milton leading Monona Grove 21-14. This is WVMO 98.7 Monona, and we will be back with you, 10, 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, 10 minutes or so, second half.
All right, see you in a bit. All right, we are back. And welcome back, Monona Grove High School football fans, as we get ready to start the second half. And in this game tonight, Milton leads 21-14, but Monona Grove scores a late touchdown at the end of the first half to get them back in the game. What do you see as keys to the second half, Will?
Well, defense. I think we saw that the offense can certainly get the ball down the field and do it really well. I mean, theoretically, we could have a 28-21 MG game right now as far as the scoreboard's concerned. We lost the ball twice right about the red zone or just outside of it, and then they turned it back and got touchdowns. So you really need to get the defense to stop them, and I think the offense will take care of itself.
Well, I think you're right. I think the offense is the least of the worries tonight, and we're going to see what the defense can do because Milton takes the second half kickoff. Let's just sum up the scoring. Monona Grove scored first on a 70-yard touchdown run by Brady Killerlane, the second play of the game. Very exciting. Milton answered, of course, in their first series. Jerry Jones scored on a 1-yard run. Second series for Milton started on a short field after a Monona Grove turnover, and it ended with a touchdown pass from Evan Jordahl to Kai Curl. Then, after Milton got the ball back again, put together a nice drive and a 8-yard touchdown pass from Evan Jordahl to Hunter Perneau made it a 21-7 game. MG scored with 16 seconds left on the, 16, did I say 16? I meant 9 seconds left on the clock. In the first half on a 16-yard pass play from Cam Benke to Henry Walsh, and that is where we are with a 21-14 ball game.
And a pretty good showing by Killerlane. We don't, not really talking a lot about him coming back other than he's just clearly back to where he was and saying, I'm a senior, I'm going to go out strong, and he's played well. I think if they can get their offense to start opening some more holes, he's going to get a lot of yards. There's a couple of those holes that he ran through were big enough for the MG Gator down there to run through.
Well, and Killerlane, we don't have any official stats tonight, or even unofficial ones for that matter, but my guess is Brady's got over 100 yards. He started with that 70-yard run, and he's had a couple other 10-plus runs tonight. So we'll say Brady's over 100 in his first game of the 2019 season. Cam Benke actually has played pretty well, thrown the ball with some authority, especially on that touchdown pass. But he had a couple of short passes that kept drives going. So Cam Benke, they've had a fumble, though. Cam Benke fumbled the snap, and then they had that fumbled exchange between him and Killerlane, and that's really been a killer. And I got to admit, so have some of the penalties.
Killerlane.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, there we go. But anyway, my name's Bob Schmuck. I'm sitting next to Will Nimmo tonight, your usual play-by-play guy, Steve Martinelli, absent tonight, not being able to attend. But hopefully he can catch at least part of the game where he is. I'm not allowed to say.
Oh,
Let's put it that way.
Well, that's good. He didn't even tell me, so that's good. That's good. He is often an undisclosed location.
Well, and hats off to the men and women of ice for keeping guys like Steve Martinelli on ice. All right, we're getting ready to start the second half. As I said, Milton leads this game 21-14. They will take the opening kickoff of the second half, and we'll see what Monona Grove's defense can do. I'm sure the coaching staff had a lot to say to the Monona Grove defense.
And just a reminder that this MG football broadcast is brought to you by the Hummer Home Team from Remax Preferred, the Bank of Sun Prairie, the Right Balance, and the official pizza of the MG AV Club Pizza Oven. We're getting ready to kick off. We absolutely are. They're lining up, and there they go.
And taken by Stavarius at about the 10. Stavarius right up the middle. And finally dragged down at about the 37-yard line. Nice return for Stavarius and good field position to start the second half for the Milton Redhawks.
That was a good return. He went right up in the middle, your typical run back, and he had a nice little lane for a good 15, 20 yards. He just ran right through the middle blocking scheme.
I was glad to see that lane finally close. I wasn't sure that it was going to, and we'd had a quick Milton touchdown. All right, Milton offense comes to the line of scrimmage. Once again, getting under center is going to be Evan Jordahl, number 5. He's got Jerry Jones and Nick Huber in the backfield with him in the offset I, and they're going to come to the right. A pitch to Huber. Huber goes for, probably about 6 yards. Nice job of blocking on that play. I think Brady Vigdal Olsen might have been in on the tackle on that one.
What a cool name, huh?
You like that one?
Vigdal Olsen.
Well, maybe you can name your next kid that.
We're not having any more kids.
Well, with a name like that, you want to have another one. Gain of 6 for Huber, and it's 2nd down and 4 for the Red Hawks at the 42-yard line, their own 42-yard line. Jordahl again, once again scanning the defense, and give to Huber up the middle. Huber will run for a 1st down to the right, goes up the middle, bounces to the right, takes the ball to the 49-yard line, and his 1st down and 10.
And it looks like it was Hunter and Killer Lane who just got in there and took the legs out.
All right, too big a chunks of yardage here given up by the Monona Grove defense. They're going to need to step up. They need to get penetration. They are facing an offensive line, though, that's got some decent size, and that'll be that's always a challenge.
They got a couple of them in the backfield now.
Okay, offset eye to the left, and another pitch to Huber. Leading the way is Jerry Jones, gets a block out on the outside, and Huber finally snowed under. Gain of about 5. Looks like they're going to mark the ball at, looks like the 46-yard line of Monona Grove. So it'll be 2nd down and 5.
Looks like Tyler Dahlhauser was in there, as well as our Vigdal Olsen.
Yeah, Vigdal Olsen plays both ways, tight end on offense and a defensive tackle, it looks like, on the defensive side of the ball.
Sounds about right. Stay a big boy on the outside.
All right, in the shotgun this time, a give to Huber coming across the line. Huber stacked up, maybe a yard gain if they're generous, but I think we're going to call that no gain. Jacob Sale in on the tackle. I think Dylan Matusak was there.
And he is Huber, definitely their workhorse tonight.
And he has been their workhorse this year, too, for Milton. Milton leads the team in rushing and in rushing attempts. 3rd down and 7. Let's call it a loss of a yard on that play. And in the shotgun is Jordahl on a passing down.
Oh.
And Jordahl will take it up the middle. Quarterback keeper, and he's got a huge
Oh,
gain.
boy,
He's
you
going to
got
go
some
past
blocks.
the 20, inside the 15, all the way to the 10-yard line for Evan Jordahl. Jordahl just took a little bit of a look downfield, didn't see what he wanted, and took off, went up the middle, went off to the right. Huge gain. Going to mark the ball at just about the 10-yard line, 37 yards on the carry.
Well, yeah, if we'll see it on the replay, but we gave him some pressure on his left side there. I don't know who came in and was knocking on his door, which pushed him out to the right. He found a little alleyway, and he's got some quick feet, and he just bounced himself outside.
Well, and that I think that might have been Presley Mackesy with the pressure, but Jerry Jones, the halfback, came up and picked him up, and that freed up Jordahl for the long gain. Here's the snap and the give to Jones directly up the middle. Simple dive play, short gain.
And then it looks like number 50 was on the bottom of that one, Presley Mackesy.
So 2 yards on the pickup by Jones, and it's 2nd down and 8. Milton knocking at the door.
Vigdal Olsen was in that last one too.
Knocking at the door. Ahead by 7. We're just under 9 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. All right, Jordahl again, under center. Offset eye, Huber and Jones in the backfield. And the pitch to Huber. We've seen that pitch this is the 3rd time we've seen that pitch on this series of downs. Does a nice job of avoiding the tackle of Killer Lane. Killer Lane, nice penetration, can't bring him down, and it's going to be a gain, let's say about 4 or so. Make it 5.
It was hard to tell who brought him down there. I saw Vigdal Olsen on the ground, but I can't tell if he was part of that or not.
Well, a gain of 5 by Huber, and it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
21-14, Milton ahead of Monona.
They're down in 4, the ball at the Monona Grove 5. It's critical that MG get a stop on this. They do not want to go down 2 scores in this game. Here's the snap, the give to Huber. He goes off tackle, pushes. I'm not sure he has enough for the first down, but I don't believe we'll see Milton going for a field goal here.
Killer Lane in there pushing him down along with, it's hard to tell again there.
Yeah.
Could have been Mackesy.
And you're having to watch it on the monitor because of this light pole that's in your way. That's the chair I usually sit in. I don't know, Steve, ever misidentifies a player from this seat, you can see the whole field. It's awesome. All right.
Well, I can't tell numbers that well. The screen's right there. Huh? I'll cheat.
They said Huber got enough for the first down, so it is 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. He must have just barely got it. I thought they brought him down short. 1st and goal for Milton at the 1-yard line with 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Give up the middle to Jones. And the call is touchdown for Jerry Jones. A 1-yard plunge, his second of the game.
Jerry Jones. You can't help but think of the Dallas Cowboys every time.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that name, though.
Yeah. But I'm going to say that I might like this Jerry Jones.
Yes,
I don't like the other one at all.
I'll give this one the benefit of the doubt.
Indeed. Okay. Lining up for the extra point. This is Luke Hessenauer. He's 3 for 3 on the night. The hold by Hunter Purnell. And we have whistles on the field. Now, if this is against Monona, they might go for 2 because this would take them halfway to the goal. Nope, false start against Milton. That'll back them up 5, and it'll just be a little bit longer extra point.
And I don't know what the Milton crowd has over there, but they got like light glow sticks or something.
I think it's their phones. I think it's the flashlights on their phones. That's what I think.
Remember when I said I was born 3 years earlier than that?
Yeah. Whose expiration date is closer than yours? And the kick is up, and I don't think he got it.
Yep, he missed it.
He did not get it.
Wide left.
Well, that could be a break for Monona Grove. Missed extra points don't seem like much when they happen, but boy, if you lose by a point, that can be a pretty big deal.
And they just pushed you see that replay, they just pushed them right through the end zone on that quick little 1-yard run. They just pushed the line through.
Well, MG has not proven that they can stop a running play on short yardage, so you can't blame Milton for not taking advantage of that.
Okay, well, we got a little bit of a break by now we, instead of being down 2 full touchdowns, those little points, a point, can come back and bite you.
Well, let's hope it does. Let's hope it does. Let's hope MG gets on the board with when they take the ball on their first series of the second half. And back deep to receive the kickoff is Dylan Matuzak and Cam Reuter. Hessenauer teeing it up.
And, it's interesting. It's just kind of a coach's way, but talking with Beckwith, he said he does a lot of hard coaching during the week, and he called himself a jerk. He said, I'm a jerk during practice, and I kind of joke around like that, but the kids know that that I love them, I'm all about them, I'm for them, I love these kids, and they give it back to me throughout the week when we're not in practice, but in practice, I'm hard because at the games, I like to keep it light. I like to keep it fun because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. These guys are here to play football for fun. And so if they can keep it light during the game, hopefully those hard practices, when it's 21-21 at the end of the game, that's what's going to get them through.
And off goes the kick. This will be taken by Matusak. Drops the ball, picks it up. And he's in trouble here. He got a little bit of a seam, was not able to exploit that. Pulled down just shy of the 20-yard line. Monona will take over at their own 19 with 7:21 to go in the third quarter, down 27-14. Well, I was listening to what you said there, and it's like Coach Beckwith says, that's like being a teacher. You can have fun with your students and you care about your students, but at the end of the day, the students have to know who's in charge. And if you're a football coach, it's the same thing. These guys, they can horse around a little bit with you off the field, but on the field, they know you're in charge, and they respect it, and they want it.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right, Monona Grove starts their first offensive series of the second half. Banky in shotgun. Owen Croak in the slot. In motion is Cam Reuter. And Benke will keep, takes it up the middle, give him a gain of about 5, maybe 6 on the play.
Well, I think that approach is good on that level that you mentioned, but also if you're keeping it fun, you're keeping it light during the games, it's already stressful for these kids. They understand what's on the line. And so if you're able to take a lot of that pressure off, I think you're helping them out.
All right, Cam Benke takes the snap, and the give is to Fabian Jackson. Jackson, his first carry of the game. He had a monster game against Monroe last week, 165 yards on only 13 carries and 3 touchdowns, a 5'9 sophomore, and I think 5'9 might be a little generous.
Yeah, I've seen him in the halls. I don't know. I'm a little over 5'9". He might be close to that.
All right, fair enough. All right, Benke again takes the snap. Again, the give to Jackson. Jackson right up the middle. He's
running hard.
He's a slight guy, but he is in the mold of a Monona Grove running back. You don't have to be a big guy if you just keep your feet moving. And these Monona Grove running backs don't go down on first contact. Jackson with a gain of 4 on that play. It's 2nd down and 6.
He runs back to the sidelines, gets some high fives from his buddies, and he's ready to play. He's pumped up.
Yep, Killer Lane back in the defensive backfield, and a nice pass by Cam Benke. Just a quick out pattern between 2 defenders to Henry Walsh, and that's going to be a 1st down for Monona Grove at their own 48. A gain of 10.
That was a nice pass.
You bet.
And that was similar to what they used towards the end of the second half to get him down the field, that same type of pattern.
All right, Monona Grove quickly to the line, no huddle. Fakes to Killer Lane, looking deep down the side for Oliver Houston, a perfect pass. Houston gathers it in, and he is finally pulled down inside the 10-yard line. Great pass by Cam Benke, and a nice job of finishing the play by Oliver Houston. Houston's longest catch of the year. That was a pickup of 46 yards.
And that was, I didn't see how that developed, but somehow he broke through the middle and just beat both the defenders and got past them.
All right, the snap, this time the give to Killer Lane. Killer Lane cuts to the left, brought down short of the end zone. He is inside the 5, and we'll call it 2nd and goal from the 3.
And if we look at this replay, we're going to see, just a perfectly thrown ball right in stride.
Yep, 2 very well-thrown balls on this series, back-to-back by Cam Benke. Oh, flags down. The play comes to a halt. And I think that's probably going to go against Monona. Yep, false start by Monona.
Okay, again, some of that young blood showing its teeth here.
Yeah, you're right. It's you get amped up as a young guy, and and you just can't seem to keep yourself still. All right. 5-yard penalty makes it 2nd and goal from the 7. Excuse me. Benke takes the snap, keeps under pressure, throws the ball into traffic.
And
it was complete. Couldn't tell quite who that to. I think it was Oliver Houston. But I don't think there's going to be much gain, if any, on the play.
He had to get out of there right away. They were coming after him, coming off the right side, and he had to scoot quickly to they're coming off his left side. He had to scoot to the right pretty quick and get rid of that ball.
He did indeed. Okay, no gain on the play, so it's 3rd and goal from the 7. Let's see if that penalty is a backbreaker. I'd love to see MG get it into the end zone here. All right, empty backfield. And brought down immediately is Benke. Benke take the snap, fake to Ty Hoyer coming across the line, and got sacked immediately. And now it is 4th and goal from the 15-yard line, and MG needs to consider a field goal here, I think.
And so we see this snap, and it's hard to tell. It looked like he didn't make the handoff because he didn't think the play was there, but I don't know if he saw the other guys coming after him.
All right, they're going to go for it on 4th down and goal from the 15. This is a huge play for Monona Grove. They've already lost the ball once inside the 5-yard line, and now they're looking at the same result.
No, he's going.
He got an open man, but he throws it out of bounds. And incomplete pass. Monona Grove will turn it over on downs at their own They're at the Milton 15-yard line. The second time Monona Grove has gotten inside the red zone tonight and come away with no points.
And that's, I don't want to keep harping it, but I think that's where you got that young team. When you get a team stacked with juniors and seniors, they know how to finish the play. They know how to finish it, take it to the house. You're getting some young guys who get a little skittish, get a little excited, and not finishing their plays, perhaps.
Well, and Milton's got seniors on their defensive line, and they knew that Benke was going to have to throw the ball on those last 2 downs, and they just pinned their ears back and came in and put a lot of pressure on him, pressured him into a short pass the first time, and then sacked him on the second.
I will say what you are seeing, though, is some nice plays. I mean, you're seeing some nice throws by Benke, and they're coming down with them. The receivers are catching them, which is a good sign.
It's a step. It's a step in the right direction, absolutely. All right, on first down, Nick Huber took the ball and took a 2-yard loss at the hands of the Silver Eagle defense, and so it's 2nd and 12 at the 12-yard line. Jordahl back to pass, under pressure, running through traffic.
Hunter's chasing him down. Looks like, Hunter pushed him out a little bit on that one.
So Jordahl ends up gaining, gained about 8 yards on the play. So it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
That's about right. About 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter, so we're inching our way out of this.
Yeah, Jordahl saw pressure right away, but was able to weave through traffic, end up gaining 8 yards on the play. So 3rd down and 3 for Milton. They're at their own 22. And Monona Grove just went offside.
Yep, they got him.
Another penalty. Just one of these dead ball penalties. How many have we seen tonight? A couple of offsides, a couple of false starts. We've seen a personal foul that happened after the play. I mean, these are really silly penalties, and they're ones that can cost you a football game. And right now, it's not looking too good for Monona Grove.
Yeah, I got about 8 penalties from Monona Grove, and that'll kill you. Well said, Bob.
Thanks. Thanks, Will. A little positive reinforcement, never a bad idea. Jordahl takes the snap, hands it to Jerry Jones. Jones going left. Nice job of defense on that one as they bring him down after a very short gain, maybe 1 or 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down, Milton.
And Milton, doesn't have this big playbook. They're not spreading it out and making some changes. They're kind of sticking with their off to the left, off to the right, and up center with their runs. They're not doing anything tricky. They're executing well.
Nope, they're executing their game plan, and it's working. 2nd down and 9 for Milton at their own 27. The give is up the middle, a little delayed handoff to Jerry Jones, and it went nowhere. Everybody's stout in there. Number 70, Christian Schlicht, and number 51, Garrett Hansen, in on the tackle.
And I see 73, Jacob Sale, laying on the pile too.
All right, 3rd down and 7 yards to go for Milton. And this is a critical 3rd down for Monona Grove. They're down 2 scores. The defense needs to get off the field, give the offense a chance to catch up. So here it goes, 3rd down and 7. Back to pass is Jordahl. A little bit of pressure. He finds a hole, and he's going to run it and take him down in the backfield. That is
Killerlane.
Brady Killerlane. I kind of recognize that speed coming up from the linebacker position in the sure tackle, and it's going to be 4th down and long, a loss of a yard on the play.
That was old school textbook tackle right there. He came up, and he didn't sidestep. He didn't try to guess which way he was going to go. He went right at him, wrapped his legs up, and down he went.
Yeah, he was definitely in attack mode, just ran right through the tackle. All right, Milton will punt. This is only the 2nd time tonight we've seen the punter, and the first one was blocked. Let's see if Monona Grove can do it again. I've never seen MG block 2 punts in a game. And there's a stoppage in play.
MG's pointing Milton's way, and so are the coaches.
Yeah, another false start. This one by the Red Hawks, and it's going to back them up another 5. I'm sure they're a little nervous after that punt block the first time.
Yeah.
They want to make sure their blocking is right. But it's going to cost them 5, and they'll try it again. Back deep for Monona Grove on the return are their usual 2 return guys, Dylan Matusak and Cam Reuter. Lots of speed from those 2 deep men. Snap is good. Lots of time to punt it. A high kick. It's going to be taken by Matusak. Nope, he's going to let it go. And got a Monona Grove bounce, and they got great field position to start their second series of this half. 1st and 10 MG at their own 49.
And that ball, that wasn't a very big kick, and that ball was up in the air kind of doing some weird movement. And right at the end there, you saw Matusak say, well, and he shook away from it and got out of there. He just wasn't happy with trying to make that catch. Milton was coming down pretty hard because it had some hang time, but it didn't go very far.
You're right, absolutely.
Thank you.
Positive reinforcement.
That's right.
It works both ways. All right, Hayden Eccles, the center now, taking Garrett Hansen's place, snaps the ball to Benke. Benke on an inside throw, little wide receiver. It looked like a little wide receiver screen to Henry Walsh. Ball comes up incomplete, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Just a little below him. Couldn't seem to get his hands down there and grab it, put it back up. A little close to his knees on that one.
All right, MG again at the line, no huddle. Calling signals is Benke. He surveys the defense, takes a snap, hands the ball to Jackson. Jackson up the middle. Met almost immediately by Kai Curl from Milton.
Yeah, he got hit there behind the line a little bit there, and he made his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Give him a yard gain on the play.
Yeah.
And it's 3rd down and long. 3rd and 9 for Monona Grove. 37 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. MG down by 13, 27-14.
Oh, almost got him. They get him? No, they're looking. Nope.
No, you have to actually cross the point of the football to get called for encroachment. He didn't do it. Here's the snap to Benke. Back to pass. Killer lane out of the backfield. Takes a swing pass from Benke. And he gains a short amount of yards. We're going to call it 4th down and 5. And we'll see what the MG coaching staff decides.
Looks like they're not making any moves to bring anybody else out.
Well, Benke is their punter. And they could do this quick kick thing, but they're going to have a little bit extra time to think about it because that's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. Monona Grove on the wrong side of a 27-14 score.
Well, they're playing pretty good 3rd quarter ball here, minus not getting in the end zone last time. They're looking pretty good.
Well, Monona Grove has a 19-game winning streak, conference winning streak at home here.
Wow.
Oh, I take that back. 19-game conference winning streak, period. At risk tonight. And they have, since 2009 here at home, in Badger Conference play, Monona Grove's record is 31-1.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yep. The only loss was in 2015 to the Milton Redhawks in overtime.
And there's our shot of the moon.
Yeah, it's a big moon tonight, folks.
Yeah, you didn't see it. You can't see it on the radio, but a full moon tonight, or at least darn close.
All right.
Friday the 13th.
It is 4th down and 7 as 4th and 7 as we start the 4th quarter here. Monona Grove, a critical play. Nice pass.
Wow.
To Owen Croak. Owen Croak, the slot man, running open down the middle of the field. And Benke gets rid of it just in time, just before he gets cracked by linebacker Luke Hessenauer. And it's a 1st down for Monona Grove, a big 4th down conversion. Here it comes again, and that is a wide open Owen Croak. Nice pass.
Very nice pass right across the middle, and he does that well. He really knows how to zip that thing.
Benke again, back to pass, and again. This time he hits Oliver Houston for a short gain. That pass to Croak went for 19 yards in the 1st down. This time it's a 7-yard pickup to Houston. MG trying to pick up the pace a little bit as we're into the 4th quarter now, and they're down 2 scores. Benke back to pass again, this time to Reuter. Reuter makes the catch, slips, still struggles forward for a few yards. A lot of traffic over there.
But they're speeding up the tempo of this game for sure. They are calling some quick plays.
And they need to.
What are they at, the 15
Yeah,
about?
it's a gain of 7. They have the ball at the 22-yard line. It's 2nd down and 3. Oh, but they called Monona for holding. I didn't see the flag come out, and that's a killer. Monona Grove's going to have to find a way to play through this. And we saw that on their first series of the second half when they took the ball down inside the 5-yard line, got flagged for a false start, and weren't able to overcome.
And as a coach, you're sitting on the sidelines just kind of going, what do I got to do here? These are all these things we talk about in practice.
All right, so after the penalty, it is 2nd down and 8. And they are at the Milton 26-yard line. Fake to killer lane. Under pressure is Banky. Banky unloads and found an open receiver on the far side of the field. That was Oliver Houston, and Houston dropped the ball.
He wanted to run. He was ready to run before he had it.
It probably was going to be a short gain anyway, but it would have been a gain nonetheless. Unfortunately, MG will go to a 3rd and 7. MG's offensive line has to do a better job of protecting Banky in the pocket. They are getting way too much pressure on him. All right. 3rd down and 7. Banky takes the snap, fakes to killer lane, throws to Houston on the outside.
And another.
Houston drops the ball again, 2 in a row. That's got to hurt.
That's tough.
Yeah, he'll be thinking about that later tonight, I can tell you that.
So when you see this replay coming up here, if I think they're going to play it, it's right there. He's turning downfield before he tucks that thing away.
All right, another big 4th down play. They were able to convert on the last one. Let's see what they got for him this time. The last time they threw to the slot man, going down the middle, Owen Croak. Cam Reuter out here on the near side, spread wide. Fake to killer lane again. Open receiver. I think Reuter came away with the ball anyway, and he was interfered with. Flags everywhere, and that's going to be a 1st down for Monona Grove.
Wow, that was a great throw right where it needed to be, but also I'm not even sure how he came up with that. What a catch.
Yeah, and he was banged. 2 flags come out. He was banged hard before the ball got to him.
Yeah, I would that was an impressive, you're coming across the middle like that, and he stuck right in there, whatever that word is that I'm looking for.
Well, if you keep saying it, sooner or later it's going to get there. Try all the vowels. Stack, stick, stock, stock. Here, did any of those sound right to you?
Yeah, you're close. So, the replay here is going to show, 23 right on top of him, and he still made the catch.
Yeah, Reuter came up with the ball. They declined the penalty. They called it defensive holding, not interference. And another pass, quick pass to Croak. Croak trying to find a hole, got a block from Houston, and got down inside the 10-yard line.
There's that little screen pass you like so much,
Yes,
Bob.
a little wide receiver screen. I'd like to see him run a screen with the running backs. They hardly ever do that anymore. All right, it is 2nd down and 3 at the 6-yard line. Banky keeps it himself, takes it up the middle.
Whoa.
Got in behind number 74, Devin Builder, but Builder wasn't able to get any push.
No.
And if he got any gain at all, I don't think he did. Let's just hope he didn't take a loss on that play.
Yeah, you look at that, and Milton pretty much blew up our line. They were almost standing up straight by the time Belke got all the way to the line of scrimmage.
Milton's defensive line has been a force tonight, and MG hasn't really known what to do with them. All right, Banky on 3rd down and 3 from the 6. Gives to killer lane, and he's in for a touchdown. An easy 6-yard touchdown run. Wide open hole. You can thank Nathan Wilcox and Devin Builder for that.
And a great play because I don't know who it was on Milton. We'll see the replay, but they bought it all hook, line, and sinker, and they just took down Banky.
All right, Monona Grove now down by a single touchdown, 27-20, and here we come with that extra point, and we know how important those can be.
And now Banky's on the sidelines here talking with the coaches, trying to say, hey, let's do that some more.
All right. Oliver Houston. 2 for 2 tonight. Croak with the hold. Houston's kick goes nowhere. So, that's been a problem.
Evened up.
Been a problem, chronic problem this year is the extra point team having a hard time. They've only made about half their extra points this year, but the score still leaves Monona Grove only down by 7, 27-20 with 9:38 to go in the football game.
And if you saw that replay, you saw that there was a nice big hole for Killer Lane to run through. And so the line did their job on that one.
Well, I just want to say one thing. This is 98.7 FM, WVMOLP Monona.
Thank you. Well said. Well said.
I thought you were going to take care of that for us.
Well, yeah, I was until I got excited. Well, until I got excited about the game and there's touchdowns and there's things going on.
Dang it! I try to give you the easy jobs. Oh well. All right. Well, 9:38 to go. Monona Grove down by 7 points. About ready to kick off after the 6-yard touchdown run by Killer Lane. It's imperative now that Monona Grove defense gets a stop. They cannot, not only can they not allow Milton to score, they can't allow Milton to just grind it out and run clock. MG needs time to get back into a tie game situation.
You just saw a shot there of our ace cameraman on the field, Corey Hall, a senior on the Monona Grove AV Club.
Good group of kids in this AV club, especially the last couple of years. I think they've really, really had a good product out here. And a lot of thanks to Joe Martin back at the WVMO studio for helping us out, keeping things running smoothly for us. And the kickoff is taken by Huber. Huber takes the ball back up to the 38-yard line on the return. And that's where Milton will get things started on offense, up 27-20.
You know what we need, Bob?
What do we need?
We need Milton to make a mistake.
Yeah. Well, you know, they've dropped a couple of balls tonight. They've fumbled a couple times, but they've fallen on them.
Well, that's true.
You know, and
you are correct.
MG's only turnover, or only takeaway, that is, tonight was the block punt, and they turned that into a touchdown. All right. Milton back up with their usual offset eye. Under center is Jordahl. Jordahl with a quick pitch to Huber, which has been an effective play for Milton tonight. A little bit better job of stringing that on out by the Monona Grove D, and it's just going to be a short gain.
Hard to say who got the tackle on that one. It was kind of the whole crowd moved together to the right there.
A flock of Silver Eagles.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, a 3-yard pickup. It's, excuse me, 2nd down and 7.
Everyone's got their timeouts left with about 9 minutes left, so plenty of football to be played here.
Milton taking their time. Quick give to Jerry Jones up the middle. Jones pulled down. Looks like he gained about 4. That play, that is Jerry Jones' play, man. I wonder if they just go into the huddle and say Jonesy or something like that, and that's going to be the play, because that's the only play I've seen him run tonight.
Jonesy.
All right, let's get in the huddle. Jonesy.
Jonesy.
All
Jonesy
right,
straight, Jonesy left. Yeah.
There is a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. They're talking to the Monona Grove defense. Hopefully that's a hold or something that's going to cost Milton a lot of yards. No, unfortunately, it's a face mask against Monona Grove, just the opposite of what I wanted. A 5-yard penalty, and on top of the 4-yard run gives Milton a first down at their own 49.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
That's a boatload of penalties tonight. We got to be closing in on double digits, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is. What do I think my tally's probably off, but I got 1, 2, 3.
Well, when I'm doing this stuff, it's always the unofficial total.
Yeah,
unofficially, I have them for 10 penalties, you know.
Unofficially, I have 9 then, so we'll see what official is.
All right, the handoff is to Huber. Goes off tackle to the right and stacked up. They had nowhere to go. Nice job by the defensive line.
Presley Mackesy was in there.
And I saw Garrett Hansen coming in from his linebacker spot to make a play. Let's say barely a yard on that. They're giving him a nice spot. Giving him too much I think they could respot that, but hey, what do I know? Gain a yard, 2nd down and 9.
A lot of football left, but they are moving that clock along. Just under 8 minutes now.
Yep. And that's why Monona Grove they've got to bring a quick end to this series, hopefully right here, and force Milton to punt. All right, Jordahl waiting for the snap. Keeps it, and he's going to throw. And coming on is Garrett Hansen with the sack.
And I'm not too sure what happened there. He wanted to throw it, but he tucked it back in and basically gave the sack away because he was already coming down on him.
Well, let's take a look. I think he was looking for Hunter Pernot on an out pattern. Hunter Pernot was covered, and he had to just bring it back down, and that's a sack for Garrett Hansen. And a big one. That was a play that Monona Grove defense needed. And now it's 3rd and very long. 3rd and, about 14 yards to go.
When you can hear the MG coaches next to us, everyone's fired up here.
Jordahl from the shotgun, looking to throw. Throw is backwards, a screen pass to Jerry Jones, and he's got a lot of guys in front of him. But Mitch Hunter pulls him down short of the yard marker. It's going to be 4th down. Mitch Hunter, the only guy that had a shot at Jones before he got to the stick, and he made the play.
Well, and you heard me kind of go, oh, no, because when he turned to pass it opposite side of the field, everyone had shifted to the right side of the field, and I mean everyone.
Yep.
And he was all alone over there.
Yep.
And you can see it on the replay. There's just yards and yards ahead of him, and again, textbook tackle at the legs.
All right, well, they're going to go for it on 4th down and 3. This kind of surprises me a little bit, but I guess you got to force MG to stop you, which they haven't done. All right. Either that or they're going to take a penalty. Nope, going to call a timeout.
Okay. They're going to go back and think about it here a little bit.
I think they're hoping for some encroachment there, although they never actually got up to the line of scrimmage where it looked like they might snap the ball. But they're going to talk it over. I'm not Coach Rodney Wettig, but in this situation, with MG's offense looking like they did on the last series, I think I punt the ball and make them go the length of the field.
Yeah. I mean, you got the lead. You got timeouts, and there's time on the clock. Based on the last time they took a timeout, they're going to run up straight up the middle for 2 yards.
Yeah. Well, let's hope history repeats itself. Everything's going to heck here in a handbasket.
I wonder if I go behind you.
Well, you can try it. Anyway.
There you go.
All right, it's 4th down, and it looks like they are going to go for it. Jordahl's in the shotgun. He's got Jerry Jones right behind him. Nick Huber out wide here to the near side. Back to pass goes Jordahl. Running right. He has an open man. He had 2 open men and threw it between them. It's an incomplete pass. Monona Grove will take over at their own 44. A short field for MG, down 7. I wonder if Coach Wettig thinks maybe he'd like to take that one back.
Yeah, Jordan Dahl had some pressure on him, so he needed to move quick. And it looked to me like he was trying to get rid of it, but it also looked like the receivers just weren't exactly sure where they needed to be.
Well, there was 2 of them in the area, and both of them looked open to me, and the ball went right between them. All right, so Monona Grove with 6:32 left in the football game. They're down 7, but they've got the ball 1st down and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Killer Lane into the game. Jackson hustling off the field. And I believe we're going to get a delay of game.
Or they take a timeout.
Let's take a look. I think they did get the timeout. Beckwith was trying to get the officials' attention and did get it in time. So the timeout by Monona Grove will save them 5 yards. There was a little bit of confusion there on personnel, and that forced Fabian Jackson to hustle off the field.
You are listening to the Monona Community Media Network on the Monona Community Media YouTube channel, and of course right here at 98.7 WVMO. You gonna pick one? No,
we already read them all.
I know we did.
Yeah,
well, you know what I haven't talked about.
I don't want to read repeats.
You know what they wanted?
Are you gonna do the dog one?
Well, no, they wanted to. The Monona Grove Education Foundation has their yearly celebration coming up. They want to let everybody know, of course, the foundation is all about giving innovation grants to the students and the teachers at Monona Grove's district. So the celebration's happening on November 2nd. You can get more information and you can get your tickets at mononagrove.org.
All right, Monona Grove, 1st and 10 at their own 44, down 7. Pass is just a quick little pass to Killer Lane down the sideline, and he's turning it into big yardage. Killer Lane inside the 30-yard line of Milton.
And then that little screen pass you love so much.
I do, and I love those ones to the running backs.
Yeah, right. There you go. There it was.
You send your outside receivers on go routes to take the corners out of the play.
Here it is. You
just drop a little swing pass off to your running back and let him do it all himself. Huge gain on the play, 31 yards.
And that's about what happened. They all had to come back to get him.
Give us to Killer Lane. Killer Lane takes it to the right. It's brought down after a short gain.
Nope. You got a few yards there, right up the middle.
Give them about 3 yards. It's 2nd down and 7. Monona Grove with the ball at the Milton 23.
And Banky, a junior, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have lots of good stuff going to happen in the next couple of years. Banky fakes to Killer Lane. Houston wide open, crossing the middle. Pass just a touch too far for Houston to get his hands on it. Too bad. That was a touchdown if he could have put the ball just a little closer to his receiver.
Yep, just a little bit ahead of him. Had a little zip on that ball, too, so he knows how to get it in there when he needs to. He just was a bit ahead of him.
Yeah, Banky can throw. He can put mustard on the ball. I've seen him throw a couple of seeds this year. All right, 3rd down and 7 yards to go. Fakes to Killer Lane. Got an open receiver over there. That was Houston again and overthrew him, and now it's 4th down.
They're getting a little nervous with each other. Houston dropped a couple before, and now they can't find their match. Did I hear you say can throw a seed?
Yeah. Huh. An aspirin. You get my drift here, don't you?
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay.
Right.
I just,
frozen rope, a laser.
Yeah, a frozen rope. I got that. Laser, got that.
Yeah, you're old school. That frozen rope, I can see where that goes. And MG, I think, moved, and they did. And that's another 5 yards that's going to send them back. It's going to be 4th down and 12. And this is a crucial 4th down play for Monona Grove. They've been able to convert their 4th downs in this half. But, man, 4th and 12, and Milton is ready for him. So big play for the Silver Eagles.
And there's our unofficial double digits on penalties. And again, happening, right at that 20-yard line marker, right around there where they just start to get a little nervous or something goes down.
So many false start penalties tonight. Banky fakes to Killer Lane. Throws deep. He's got Cam Reuter coming back for the ball, and that's going to be interference. Interference in the end zone. Not that that matters in high school football, but it is still a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down for Monona Grove. You remember the last time on the last series they were down there at a fourth down play? It was Cam Reuter that got interfered with on that play too.
And you could see on the replay there that he clearly was trying to come back, and the guy, number 11, it looked like for Milton, just. I don't think he meant to, but he was in the way.
Ben Sorgel, no. And Reuter had a step on him, and the ball was underthrown. So Reuter, like a good receiver does, comes back for the ball. The free safety runs over the top of him, and they get the interference call. And it's going to be a 1st down for Monona Grove. The 15-yard penalty will put them inside the 15-yard line, right around the 13, and it's 1st down and 10, Monona Grove. We have 5:39 left to go in the game. Monona Grove down by a touchdown. The give up the middle to Brady Killer Lane. A short gain on the play. Luke Hessenauer with a tackle. I think Luke Hessenauer is just a sophomore a junior. He is a good-looking linebacker. People are going to have their hands full with him next year. All right. It is 2nd down and 8. Give again to Killer Lane. They met Killer Lane immediately. Excellent penetration by the Milton Redhawks, and maybe a yard gain for Killer Lane on that play. Monona Grove offensive line has to get tough. They got the size. They need to start utilizing it. 3rd down and 7 for Monona Grove. 4 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the game. Ball at the Milton 11-yard line. All right.
And they're shuffling around a little bit back there.
Rearranging things. Rearranging the furniture. Kem Benke, a short pass to Killerlane. Killerlane picks it up off his knees and is snowed under.
Yeah. Boy, one of those, and if you're not behind the quarterback, you almost drop it just so you don't.
That was the play. That was the play they ran to the other side. They gained 30-plus yards the last time they used it. All right, big 4th down play again for Monona Grove. As I've said, they've converted all 3 of their 4th down opportunities in this half. And it's 4th down and 8 at the 11-yard line.
And they're kind of looking back at the sidelines like, give us a good one, coach. We've got under 4 minutes to play here.
27-20 Milton. Monona Grove knocking on the door, but it's 4th and long. Oh, Killerlane wide open and the ball underthrown. Oh, man, Kem Benke is holding his helmet, and I don't blame him. He had Brady Killerlane wide open at the goal line, and the ball was underthrown, and the Milton defender was able to tap it away. In fact, I think it hit the defender in the helmet.
Yeah, I don't even think he knew that he was going to be able to do anything about it. Now,
Wow.
I'd like to see the replay because I want to see if Killerlane had a chance to come back to that and maybe make the play like he might have been waiting for it.
Hoping for another interference call?
Yeah.
No, I think it was a clean play by Milton.
So here it is, kind of in slow motion.
There he is, wide open at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, he tried to come back. He had to stop and look back and get back at it, but, yeah.
All right, Milton back on offense. They give up the middle. Looked like to Jerry Jones again, the Jonesy play. Jonesy has one play, and it's a handoff up the middle, and he gained 5, and it's 2nd down and 5 at the 16-yard line.
Give it to Jonesy.
And we are closing in on 3 minutes left in the game, and now the MG defense cannot give up, I don't think, even a single 1st down. And Monona Grove with only 2 timeouts left. And the give again to Jones, up the middle. This time, Monona Grove stops him after a very short gain, maybe a yard.
Interesting play calls. You wonder if the coach is thinking, let's just keep this clock running, and if we need to kick it, they're going to be confident in their defense.
Oh, I think that's absolutely the thinking on this is eat up clock, and if you get a 1st down, then Monona Grove's going to have to start using their timeouts. All right, 2.5 minutes to play. Monona Grove down 27-20. It is 3rd down and 2 for Milton. They're at their own 20. A critical 3rd down play for the Monona Grove defense. I'd be ready for Jonesy.
Oh, what do we got here?
Oh, a timeout called by Milton. Evidently, Coach Wettig did not like what he saw. Coach Rodney Wettig, his first year with Milton, but not his first year as coach. This is his 25th season. He just finished 5 years at Beloit Memorial. Beloit Memorial, their moribund football program. I'm not sure where it's going to end up. Wettig, an excellent coach, only managed 6 wins in 5 years with Purple Knights. Before that, he spent 11 years at Bigfoot down in Walworth County, down by Lake Geneva, where he won a state championship in 2009, finished 2nd 2 other years, won over 100 games in his 11 years. Why did he go to Beloit Memorial, do you think?
Well, out of any school, Beloit Memorial. Not that I have anything wrong with it, just you knowing as a football coach going there going, I'm going to a school that already, I guess maybe he's thinking maybe I can be the coach to turn it around.
Right. Well, I think there was more to it than that, I'm afraid, but we'll talk about that a little after this 3rd down play. 3rd and 2. Milton at their own 20. Handoff right up the middle and breaking through for the 1st down. That was Jerry Jones. His 3rd consecutive carry, and he busts through for a gain of almost, 10 yards, close to 10, 9 yards and a 1st down. And now Monona Grove's got to start thinking about using their timeouts.
I don't know how big Jerry Jones is. I guess I should use.
He's not a big guy. He's 5'9". They don't have his weight in there, but he's solid.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he's solid as a rock.
Well, and that's a guy where 5'9" seems a little generous when I look at it.
All right, don't be surprised if he gets it again with under 2 minutes to play. Give again to Jones, right up the middle as he tries to shake off tacklers. They're going to
rip it
get
out
him for a loss, and they got to tackle the football now. You're
Yep.
right, Will.
They were trying to rip it out, and they couldn't get it.
All right, so MG calls timeout, which they had to do. We have 1:40 to go. It's second down. Let's see where they place the ball. Place the ball at just over the 25-yard line, so a loss of 3 on the play.
So the replay may have showed us just exactly who got in through the line there to give so much pressure. But we did get some pressure right away, which was good to see.
Well, it was nice to see them expect that call.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he'd run it 3 times in a row, and there was no reason for him to go away from it, so they did.
It looked like, number 50, 42, and
Presley Mackesy, Caden Eastland, and
then
can't tell on the other side there.
89, our friend,
Brady.
Vidgal Olsen.
All right, second and long. Clock stopped right now. 1:40 to go. 27-20 Milton. They have the ball. Second down and 14 at their own 25-yard line. Give again up the middle to Jones. That's the 5th consecutive carry for Jerry Jones.
And that was just a pile on right there in the middle of the line.
Short gained about 3 back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 10, and the Monona Grove coaching staff immediately calls a timeout with 1:35 to go.
And the moon is still shining brightly.
It's big and bright.
It is.
The moon at night is big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas. Gotta sing a little bit there. Will, I know you sing.
You got it. Now, see,
I know you sing, man.
You're the trifecta. Triple threat.
Yeah. I'm the triple threat tonight, all right.
All right. Well, the coaches are trying to get them fired up here. They're shaking some helmets and clapping their hands and trying to get these young football spirits to keep their heads up and try to make some plays. This game's not over yet.
Well, 3rd and 10, and even if Milton does not get the first down on this play, they can run a lot of clock off before they have to kick the ball away. All right, under center is Jordahl. Jordahl keeps the ball himself and running wide right. He's got good speed, but he did not get enough for the first down, but they are going to use a lot of clock here.
And like Killer Lane and Mackesy got in there for the tackle.
Jordahl was heads up enough, too, to keep that ball in bounds, so the clock will continue to run. They did stop the clock. Did he actually go out of bounds?
They did stop the clock for something. 1 minute, 21 seconds left. The clock is stopped. 4th and 4, it looks like they're going to put up on there.
Well, I take it back. If he went out of bounds, that was not a heads-up play. That was a heads-down play.
Yeah, that was a
one too many players on the field.
There he goes. Now he's going back on the field. They're trying to figure out where Monona Grove players are supposed to be.
Deep, but they're going to bring him up into the box just in case Milton decides to try to fake it here.
Well, yeah, this is where you want to block it if you're going to block it again here. Take that. Oh, we got some screaming and yelling on the sidelines. The coaches are making sure the right personnel's out there.
Okay. All right, a little bit of shuffling there. Trevor Ogden comes off the field. It looks like they got the right number of players on the field now. And they're still shuffling the lineup there, rearranging the furniture. But they got to go for the block here with 1:25 to go. Cam Reuter back deep. Soul back deep for Monona Grove.
27-20 in Milton favor.
Ready for the snap. Good snap.
He got it.
He got it again.
He got it again.
That was Tyler Dahlhauser with his second block of the game. Boy, they just piled through the Milton offensive line. And Monona Grove back and cooking deep in Milton territory with 1:20 to go in the football game, down by 7 points.
And he was in there quick, smothered the ball. I mean,
the ball never even got off his foot.
No, it wasn't like he came in diving and got his hand on it. He smothered him. There was nowhere to go.
Tyler Dahlhauser, only a sophomore.
And what a play.
And he has really made an impact on this defense. His brother Grant has the only interception of the year for the defense. Both of them have a nose for the football.
And there they are on the sidelines. They're giving high fives, and Dahlhauser is.
Well, that couldn't be more clutch. That block punt at this point in the game, what a clutch play. All right, offense back on the field, 1st down and 10. Fake to Killer Lane. Benke under pressure, has to run the ball up the middle. Monona has no timeouts left. The clock will run. A short gain by Benke. But don't need to panic yet. Over a minute to play. Ball at the Milton 15-yard line. It's 2nd down and 6. Benke waiting for the snap. Throws over the middle, has an open receiver. And
it was just bounced off the fingertips there. Just bounced off the fingertips. Good coverage on the play, and it looked like it was just behind him just a little bit.
Pass was a little behind the receiver, and that was, you can't tell who the receiver was there.
I don't know who that was either. It's hard to see.
It's either Walsh or Houston. It was not Houston. It was Henry Walsh was the intended receiver.
Okay.
He had a step, but the
Two
ball
more
was
shots
thrown behind him.
Two more shots here.
3rd down and 8. Needs some time to get rid of the football.
And they came in on him.
A sack. Well, they need to get up, but they got time for one more play. I'll tell you what, they had the right 4th down play called the last time they had the ball, when Brady Killerlane was open at the goal line.
And number 52 came from the outside on that sack.
Again, jeez. All right, Benke, 4th down and long.
And here's the game.
Throws a jump ball. This is Monona Grove. Did he pick it up? No, they call it incomplete. Looks like the ball, I don't know if, it looks like he came down with the ball, but he must have been out of bounds. An incomplete pass, and Milton will walk away with their 4th victory on the season against no defeats, and Monona Grove will fall to 1-3, 1-1 in the conference. Their 19-game conference winning streak will come to an end.
Looks like David's going to give us a replay here, and they're going deep on the side. Oh, and it
looked like he was
out of bounds. Just a little deep.
Yeah, a little deep and a little too far out to the sideline. And Monona Grove comes away empty. That sack was a killer.
That is a killer for these young guys. To have a couple blocked punts, to never, what I love to see about Beckwith's team, and the same was with Stassi. You never see these kids give up.
Nope. There was
Monona Grove has always got their head in the game, and you can't say that about every high school football team in the WIAA.
Well, MG came away with a loss tonight, but there was no quit in them the whole game, and that blocked punt sure made things exciting at the end of the game. But unfortunately, they came up short. And so Monona Grove, as I said, will fall to 1-3, 1-1 in the conference, and Milton goes to 4-0. Next week, Monona Grove travels to Watertown. Watertown undefeated coming into the game this week. I don't know how they did. I'm kind of assuming they won. I can't remember who they were playing, but I don't think it was one of the heavyweights of Badger South. So anyway, it's 27-20 is your final here. Monona Grove takes one on the chin. A bitter loss, but I got to say they played a better game than they'd been playing, and I think there's hope this season yet for the Silver Eagles.
Yeah, you saw a lot of good plays from the offense, and one of those things where people, you hear them say they beat themselves, and I think they did that a little bit tonight just with the turnovers. I mean, even just the defense, they couldn't stop it great, but the offense was given those turnovers, and that's going to get you. That takes away a lot of momentum just dies.
The turnovers were costly. There was way too many dead ball penalties. But anyway, like I said, I did see promise, and I think that this season is far from over. MG is going to have their hands full next week in Watertown. Steve Martinelli will be back for that one. I will be missing the next 3 games. So Steve will be doing the game next week with his brother Chuck. The following week against Edgewood, Ryan Hummer will be in my seat. Doing the game with
That's
Steve.
right.
That'll be exciting, and that'll be a game at Breeze Stevens Field. And then the following week, it'll be Oregon. Steve and John Fowler, one of our mutual friend of ours, and a guy with a great dry sense of humor, and he'll be a great addition to the team. And I will be back for the Fort Atkinson game. So,
That's good call. Come back for the Fort Atkinson.
Yeah, the Fort game should be a win, and that should be homecoming. So, anyway, I want to thank MGAV Club tonight for their usual good work on the cameras. Including our friend David back here, who's high-fiving himself. It's not easy. I want to thank Will Nimmo for sitting in with me tonight in Steve's absence. Great job tonight, Will. A lot of fun working with you.
It was fun.
Joe Martin back at WVMO Studio for helping us out tonight and
playing some tunes.
Yeah, playing some great songs at halftime and just spending Friday night with friends. You can't beat that. Thanks, Joe. Once again, my name is Bob Schmuck. We're going to call it a night here at Monona Grove. Monona takes one on the chin tonight, 27-20 to the Milton Redhawks. We'll see you. WVMO will be on the air with the Monona Grove Watertown game next week. The next televised game is not till October
7th, I want to say.
4?
4th or 7th or 11th.
11, you're right. October 11 against Fort Atkinson. I believe it'll be homecoming. Thanks for listening, folks. Thanks for tuning in if you've been watching the pictures, and we'll see you next week.